Put your phone on silent, stick the kettle on and sit back and relax. Later on this afternoon, we've got Daryl the Dazzler Fitton against the Dutch dynamo Danny Noppert for a place in the final. And before that, it's the darts equivalent of the Ashes for the Women's World title. Bolton, Lancashire against Newcastle, New South Wales as Lisa Ashton takes on Corinne Hammond for the Sports Ultimate Prize. Well, the atmosphere's really beginning to build here at Lakeside. You can see it's filling up nicely. Not long to go until the start of this one. And although one player may have travelled a lot further than the other to get here, it's been a fascinating journey for both. Hammond is yet to drop a set in her 3 matches so far. A great performance. Casey Gallagher had knocked out the #1 seed Dita Hedman, but she fell without reply. Lisa also yet to break sweat. It's been straightforward in straight sets all the way through to a 4th final, and she will start this one as favourite. It will be a great occasion for both.
My goal was to win my first game and then just go from there, and that seems to be what I've been doing, just plodding along game after game, and now I'm in the final.
Corinne Hammond, the 8th seed from Australia, had never won a match on the Lakeside stage before this year. She's through to the final.
I don't think I've played well enough yet to be able to win, but that's not to say that I can't.
Lisa Ashton reaches her 4th World Championship final. Anyone fancy betting against her?
I've been playing quite well. I was happy. I'm hitting the doubles now, so hopefully I can carry on to one more game and keep the progress growing.
You know, every time I step up to play, I'm always representing my country, so I always feel that I have everybody, you know, on my back in a good way. They're all behind me, supporting me and cheering me on.
Sometimes you need the crowd to boost you back up, and it's lovely to have all the support I've got, and they keep me going.
What can you say about her? Like, she is a cracking dart player. Like, she is obviously, if not the best, one of the best in the world. She's awesome. The last time we played each other was in the World Dart Trophy, and we played in the quarterfinals, and she had a world record-breaking average against me in that game. So, I mean, I'm kind of famous by association.
I'm not going to take that into this game because Corinne's a good player. I've just got to play my own game and keep concentrating. Corinne can score. If she gets the chances, she can take them. So I've just got to concentrate on my game and don't give her the chances.
I'm going to wash my shirt. Well, after I wore it the first day, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should just wear the same shirt again. Maybe I shouldn't change shirts. Maybe it is lucky for me. So I just kept wearing the same shirt after washing it.
It's just me. I've got to dig down for experience and keep playing like I can. It'd be lovely to get that 3.
I'm in the final. Hello. We'll see what happens.
Well, Dita has once again joined us on the balcony. On paper, Lisa is the favourite for this one. Make the case for Lisa Ashton joining Anastasia Dobromislova as a 3-time world champion.
Well, this week Lisa has played the best of all the girls. So, and all Corinne's done is just hang in there and keep batting. But on paper, Lisa is that bit much above this week here at Lakeside.
Do you think that Corinne will be playing without any pressure, therefore, because everybody's already half-handed the trophy to Lisa?
Corinne will just be going up there and enjoying herself, because, as you say, there won't be any pressure on Corinne, because we already say Lisa will be the winner if it does happen.
Well, Paul, you picked her before the tournament began. She's looking incredibly relaxed there. It looks like she's just out for a cheeky pint in her local. Someone needs to remind her, no better person to do so than Scotty Dog Mitchell, that she's about to play a World Championship final. Just explain something you alluded to a little bit earlier. You said this would be really big internationally if Hammond were able to do this. Why?
The reason is Australian news love to cover new stars. It's called the Simon Whitlock effect. When he made a final here, everybody was talking about it, whether they like darts or not. The fact that Corinne has made this final, this will be on other networks over in Australia, and people will know who she is when she goes back, and then that will send reverberations around the darting scene in Australia, and people will want to get better to emulate her.
Well, the music's changed. We had a little bit of Right Said Fred. Now we've got Amarillo. The party is about to start. It's almost time for the talking to stop and the action to start. The fans will ensure this is a day to remember for Lisa Ashton and Corinne Hammond. Women's final live after the break. So, Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, check.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to Lakeside. It's the second Saturday of our annual Festival of Darts, and we're moments away from the start of the women's final. Lisa Ashton going for a hat-trick. Corinne Hammond is in uncharted territory. Well, Dieter knows better than almost anybody here at Lakeside what they must be going through. You're a three-time finalist, a three-time runner-up. What is it like in those last couple of moments?
You just sit there and just try and just relax. The nerves will be going a little bit. And I think basically both girls will be open to put on a good performance, because that's all we ever think of, putting on a good performance.
Okay, you make it sound so simple. Well, Paul Nicholson has hot-footed it backstage, so he's down there now. I wonder what the tension's like, Paul. Any clues as to how they're feeling? Corinne certainly looked relaxed when we had you up on the balcony a couple of minutes ago. What's it like down there now?
It's a little bit tense at the moment because they're getting the last practice starts in right now. But you just get the feeling that both girls have got no pressure because of the way that Lisa actually approaches the game. I think she just takes it in a stride. But with Corinne, I think because Lisa's the favourite, she's probably a little bit more relaxed. It's a very, very intriguing set of psychological circumstances here, but I think we'll get a very good indication of how the girls feel in the first leg.
It's interesting when you talk about Lisa, because when she won her first world title, you were certainly left with the impression as though she felt as though if hadn't fluked it, that she didn't deserve it. Well, she certainly deserved it. And then when she won for the second time, she almost started to think, hang on a minute, I am worthy of comparison with the greats. But she's so modest, isn't she, considering all she's done? She will be feeling the nerves, even though she is the favourite for the match.
I think one of the things that makes Lisa Aston so great is the fact that she knows how not to show her nerves. She does it on the hockey, she does it back here in the practice room, she doesn't give anything away to her opponents, and I think that's a very big acquisition when it comes to being a great player, because she is one of the greats.
Thanks, Paul. Well, this is it. What a reception awaits both of these world-class women in what is without doubt the most important match of their lives. On the stage, it's our MC, Little Richard Ashdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by the British Darts Organisation, this is the 2017 Lakeside World Championship Ladies Final. Nick Rolls is your referee for this best of 5-set finale here at the home of World Darts, the Lakeside. We now introduce a winner of 6 world ranking titles last year, playing in her first ever Lakeside World Championship final. It's Australia's Corinne Hammond! We now bring to the stage the reigning 2-time BDO World Trophy Champion, the former 2-time Lakeside World Champion, the Lancashire Rose, Lisa Ashton!
The 2017 Women's World Championship Final coming live next on 4. Corinne Hammond didn't make it out of the first round a year ago, but since then she's travelled extensively just for another chance on the big stage, and now she has just that. Ashton, already a history maker. Can she turn 2 titles into 3? Let's join your commentary team, John Rawling and Vassos Alexander.
Well, I tell you what, Rob, you'd be hard-pushed to find anyone here at Lakeside who thinks Corinne Hammond is going to win this final. Certainly not the on-site bookies, who have Hammond at 5-1 in a 2-horse race. Lisa Ashton, even money to win the final, 3-0.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2017 Lakeside Ladies World Championship Final. First set, first leg. It's Lisa to throw first. Game on.
Mind you, John, it doesn't matter who the bookies think will win, or the punters, the fans, or for that matter, us commentators. I wonder
100.
if Corinne Hammond thinks Corinne Hammond will win.
Well, on a Twitter site, she says, don't wait for the stars to realign. Reach up and arrange them the way you want. It's in her hands, but it's a massive ask because Lisa Ashton's looked in
80.
terrific form here this week and is seemingly invincible in her progress so far. But Corinne Hammond,
60.
what an opportunity. You know, she didn't, I don't think, believe that she was going to win this when she came. But she's there, and on the day, you never know.
She hasn't dropped a set on the way to the final. Neither's
77.
Lisa Ashton, mind you. Ashton's average is around about 15 points higher. Her checkout is
120.
better as well. Her checkout percentage, 33 to 26.
There was one of the Lisa Ashton sets coming towards this as she swept past Sharon Prince, Fallon Sherrock, Eileen de Graaf. There's one against de Graaf. She won the set in 7 minutes. That's the way in which she can just steamroller the opposition if she gets onto a roll. And she started pretty strongly here, as you can see. Beautiful throw to watch, isn't it? It's so easy on the eye. There's nothing forced about it. It's just natural, instinctive, obviously honed from hours of practice, but she's a beautiful throw.
And a quick one.
41.
That's why people love watching Lisa Ashton.
160.
She throws fast and she's accurate. Treble 20 for double 18, or just the wrong side of the wire. And back on 220, so she will be back. First to 3 sets, a reminder now. We've reached the final
65.
stage. And each set is the best of 5 legs.
Corinne Hammond got to this stage by beating, as you saw in the run-up to this, Anastasia in the semi-final. Very, very
25.
proud Australian.
Lisa, you require 51.
Loves the fact that she's flying the flag for her country, but Ashton here looking to take the opening set. She was looking for a 19 there for double 16. So now she's got double 16 and she's put it away.
And the first leg, Lisa Ashton.
What an impressive start.
Second leg, it's Corinne to throw
I have to
first.
say, I think that 3-0 at evens money looked very tempting.
Hammond here beats
30.
Patricia Farrell and Casey Gallagher before that semi-final against Anastasia Dobromislova. And I think none of her performance, and none of her opponents would
30.
say that their performance was anything like as good as it could have been. So Corinne did what she had to do, won them all 2-0, and she is the first Australian through to the Women's World Championship final.
They always used to say it was rude to ask a woman her age. More about that in a moment, because that is the first maximum of the tournament for Lisa Ashton. First of the match, rather, a fourth of the tournament. I always used to say it was rude to ask a woman her age. Well, Corinne's like that. She hasn't got it on a Wikipedia page. She hasn't told the organisers how old she is. She's not told us how old she is. So you can guess.
Lisa is 46.
Did I say Lisa?
Lisa is 46.
Oh, Corinne.
Yeah, Corinne hasn't told us.
Very coy about it, though.
To respond to Ashton's maximum.
123.
Almost. First to a finish.
Big one, though, and Ashton will put a huge amount of pressure on it. Look at this, and massively so.
140.
Only 58 left. So this is a big ask for Hammond, with Ashton poised. 12 titles Lisa's won this year. Vassos
Lisa, you require 58.
been in wonderful form, and here looking to go 2-0.
Tops she wants, tops she
Game
gets.
short on the second leg. Lisa Ashton.
Certainly not
Third
a
leg,
nervous
Lisa
start
to throw first. Game on.
from the second seed, who's chasing a hat-trick of World Championship titles. The champion here at Lakeside
60.
in 2014 and 2015. The losing finalist in 2013.
I was talking to Lisa's husband a couple of days ago, and he's so proud of her. It's touching. You know, he's just so
83.
proud of what she does as a darts player. Her daughter as well, good player in her own right.
Danielle, yeah, she won the
60.
Girls World Masters title in 2015.
Well, just a glimmer of an opportunity for Hammond now. Needs to capitalise on the early advantage she's got in this leg. How's Ashton going to respond? You kind of know, don't you?
121.
Averaging over 90 at the moment, Ashton. She's got a game which I think a lot of men think if she was put into the men's draw, she'd be a dangerous player.
21.
No reason why women shouldn't play against the men, really. You know, I mean, there are no physical reasons why men should be better. And Lisa is a shining example of a woman dart player at the very best.
85.
Only 175 points away from the first set already.
60.
Well, let's see how she sets it up. Hammond has just allowed this one to slip away a little bit.
60.
Taxi driver from EastEnders there. Might be taxi for Hammond before too long. I'm having to get my researchers to tell me what his name is, because I have to confess that I'm one of those weirdos who's never watched EastEnders.
115.
I'm another. Treble 19. Would have left double 19, but that
99.
last dart in the treble 20
Corinne, you require 100.
means it's double 8 if Hammond doesn't take out 146.
And she's not doing, so Ashton will be coming back, looking for the opening set, which, as
57.
usual, has been completed
Lisa, you
in
require
double quick
16.
time, and now looking for 3-0.
12.
Well,
Corinne, you require 89.
Fallibility after all. 89, Hammond, a must-take. Got to get this. Good dart for double 16.
57.
Pressure and the shake of the head and a little smile. It's
Lisa,
not
you
happening so
require
far for
4.
Corinne.
another 3 darts in her hand, aiming at the double 2. Now the double 1 for the set. One more left.
Game short, and the first set. Lisa Ashton.
And a little display of
Second
emotion
set,
as well
first
from
leg.
the
It's
Lancashire
Corinne to
Rose.
first. Game on.
She was only seeded number 2 for this. Dita Hedman had been the
60.
number 1 seed, but Lisa's played as though the title is absolutely her destiny this year.
Again.
Indeed. Now, what's happening here? I think we've got a computer problem on the scoring. Give it a kick. Go on, Nick. Give it a kick. That'll sort it out. It's back, I'm told. Nick's not convinced. Nick Rolls, our referee.
The screen is black, to be fair, and it should be. It should have 60 points. Yes, that's what it should say. You see the players just occasionally after they throw, they look to the left, and that's what they're looking at. They're looking
I see
at the
what you mean.
scoreboard.
Yeah, do you mean to the right of where it says 4-4-1? It should say 60, and at the moment it's a black rectangle with a yellow sort of rectangle in the middle of it, which is a little perplexing for the match referee. They see, that's what we're talking about, that where Nick's just going across to have a look. Well, the crowd giving it the slow hand clap, which is not the most constructive reaction.
Nice to see the players having a laugh about it.
Well, there's not a lot you can do about it, is there? You've just got to wait until it's sorted one way or another. It's unfortunate.
So that's the monitor that the players use to work out what they need with each visit. And it looks like there's life in it now.
Hurrah! Onwards. Come on, Nick, back to your post. Yeah, we're all right, we're ready. They're all right, let's get on with it.
Actually, not just the players, but the referees as well. They need to know what's going on. They can't remember everything. Nick rolls.
He's a good lad, Nick. And if you think I'm ripping it out of him a bit, don't worry about it. He's got a good sense of humour as well.
Back underway then. This is the start of the second set. And is this the first maximum for Corinne Hammond?
140.
Lots of fancy dress here as ever.
140.
Help me, somebody.
Is that
What's
Marge
that?
Simpson?
Is it?
I wouldn't guarantee it, John, but that would be my best guess.
96.
The fact that The Simpsons, in their script all those years ago, as something totally ludicrous which could never happen, had a programme about the
81.
Donald becoming president. Prescience? Amazing. They like a bit of bully.
$95. Corinne, you require 145.
Well, it can be done here, Vassos.
To hold her throw, her highest check out of the week so far is 96, and that will remain the case.
Lisa Ashton's had a 140, so 85 is
85.
very much within her range. Looking at treble 15, and now 20 would leave, no, double 5.
80.
Single 20 would have left the bull, but she got the treble.
Corinne, you require 45.
13 for double 16. Almost missed the big 13. Double 8, small adjustment.
No score.
Well, that's a bit
Bust it.
unlucky, isn't it? Just the wrong side of the wire. She's got a smile on her face, but inside she'll be annoyed. 122. Oh, that's a big miss. Where did that come from? The face
Corinne, you require
tells it all.
45.
13 again for double 16 to register her first leg of the final.
Short, and the first leg, Corinne Hammond. Second leg, it's Lisa to throw first. Hang on.
She's held her throw. She's on the board.
100.
Steady ton from Ashton. Good dart. Welcome to the match.
Having just dropped her first set all championship, she'll feel
76.
better with her first leg on the board.
It's a good Viking outfit. Almost out Fordhaming Fordham, who has been here most of the... Oh, there he is.
2004 world champion, the Viking.
We're looking at you. He knew, didn't he? Got that little sideways check glance.
58.
Great fella. I wonder if he's happy that we're taking him from his best side.
He did ask us to, with a twinkle in his eye.
He said earlier in the week, I apologise for those who've watched religiously throughout, but he said earlier in the week when somebody mischievously talked about the disadvantages of weighing 24 stones, he messaged me and said, what's wrong with weighing 24 stones?
97.
That's better. She's struggled so far in this leg, but this is much better. And oh, how about that?
180. Lisa, you require
Keeping
64.
Lisa honest, 64, 16's the target. Double 16, and quick fire, rat-tat-tat on the 64, and she wins the leg. Impressive checkouts, nice stuff.
Nice 15 dart leg to level the set.
See what I mean about it being so good to watch, Vassos, when she just stands up and does it like that. That's a good response, by the way, for Corinne Hammond, who's not a slouch herself, but Lisa Ashton is so good to watch. It's not sort of furiously fast like one or two of the men, but it's kind of measured quickness, rhythmic.
And accurate. Nightmare to play against. Brilliant to watch.
Well, everybody who plays it says that you've got to really guard against speeding your own game up. You've got to make a massive conscious effort to play your game and not wind up playing Lisa's game.
125.
She was 3.9 earlier in the week, so she's going to just nip it up a bit to get near her PB. In athletics lingo.
26.
Well, we did see Eileen de Graaf making that conscious effort, both against Trina Gulliver and then against Lisa in the semi-final yesterday. She was just pausing, wasn't she, before every visit to the hockey. The Dutch woman.
Breaks
During
on
that
now.
match against Trina, at one stage, halfway through a throw, she went to get a drink of water.
Did she?
80.
Not sure what Trina Gulliver, there she is, thought about that.
Nothing in the rules to say you can't. Anything to gain a little bit of a psychological advantage. You don't go as far as Rod Harrington did once upon a time and actually kick your opponent. That's taking it a little bit too far, but he'll thank me for reminding the world about that.
Is this another one?
140. Lisa, you require
121 for 2-1. Treble 20 she's starting with. She's got it. Now 11s. Bullseye.
96.
Good effort.
Corinne, you require 107.
To hold her throw. Treble 18 now. Can still be done with a double 16. Oh, yes!
Short on the third leg. Corinne Hammond.
A 107.
Fourth leg is Lisa to throw first. Hang on.
And that is a bit of a kick in the shins for Lisa Ashton.
What a classy checkout that was.
41.
Showing once again that she's not here to make up the numbers. She can throw.
$57.
An Australian winner of the title would be massively popular down under. Simon Whitlock came close, didn't he? Got to the final.
16.
The old wizard.
He did. The longest ponytail in darts.
One of the hardest throws as well. He launches it like a javelin, Simon does.
Played Mark Webster in that final in 2008, and Mark's no slouch. He chucks him pretty hard as well.
100.
That dartboard in 2005 knew it had been used. 7-5, Webster won that final.
Been some cracking
41.
performances over the years. We've got the men's events coming up. It's interesting having a chat with Bobby George last night, and he was saying that, in his opinion, the best darts which have ever been thrown
140.
in a Lakeside final were by Ted Hankey in 2000. He reckons that was as good as it got. That was the year I think he got 22 180s in the final, which is a staggering number, which Gary Anderson equaled in the PDC final this year.
Lisa, you require
Didn't he wrap up a
160.
6-0 win over Ronnie Baxter with a 170 checkout?
He did.
125.
A redoubtable performer.
Looks like we're going into a deciding leg. Ashton on 35 when she comes back.
80. Lisa, you require 35.
35. That's the 3, that's the hard bit. Now double 8.
Game
dart.
short on the fourth.
Good dart
leg.
indeed.
Lisa Ashton.
2-2.
Fifth leg is Corinne to throw first. Game on.
So the decider in this second leg. Corinne with the darts needs a good start.
Needs to win this leg, really. You feel?
57.
Break at the end of this, and if she comes off without having taken a set, you'd think that the whitewash is very much a
96.
probability.
A long way back from 2 sets down in a race to 3, especially when your opponent is Lisa Ashton, on form.
55.
And aiming for a 3rd world title.
It's a slightly more human result from Ashton, who has been peppering big numbers for fun. Biggest leg of the match so far, I'd humbly venture to suggest, Vassos.
Nothing in this leg, nothing in this set. 3-6-5
46.
for both players, and another quiet visit from Lisa Ashton. So, Corinne Hammond has a chance here. She can find a treble, does need it. Finds a good
82.
cover in the 19s.
Come on, Mum. Danielle bellows across the arena. Mum responds. Steady ton.
100. $25.
Lisa Ashton's nicked the darts here.
99.
She's closing in. Shanghai required when she comes back. Doesn't do any good at all for Corinne. She's not going to get on a finish, so Lisa's going to have at least 6 from 120.
20. Lisa, you require 120.
So the last thing she needed was a bounce out. Anywhere but there. Big 19 now.
80.
Tops when she comes back for a 2-set lead.
Valiant attempt at a second maximum,
Lisa, you require
but
40.
Lisa is poised. This is for 2-0, double 10. Good marker. Oh!
30. Corinne, you require 113.
Well, this would be some way to take the set. Treble 19, so does need the treble 18 now.
57.
Back comes Lisa Ashton.
Lisa,
Double
you require
5.
10.
Well, most of these players don't worry about going straight at it. Now she's going to have to go 1-2-2 though. Just one dart.
Game
And in it goes, the clench of the fist.
Lisa Ashton.
The second set, and the whitewash is very much on. Look at the way she strides so purposefully off the stage. And Lisa Ashton at the moment is looking as though she's got a little bit too much for the visitor from Australia, Corinne Hammond, and at the interval, leading by 2-0.
Well, it was closer in the second set from Corinne Hammond, but Lisa Ashton is 1 set away from becoming a triple world champion. Well, these are the matches and the moments which would have motivated both of these players to first pick up a dart many years ago. Corinne's great run could be about to end. Lisa is on the verge of history. Let's rejoin John and Vassos.
Well, I wondered how many people in this Lakeside arena thought Corinne Hammond would win the final at the start. I wonder how many think she can come from 2 sets down against Lisa Ashton to win 3-2. Very few, I fancy.
Still have to get across the line, though. They don't give it away, do they? It's very easy to say Ashton playing brilliantly, and it's easy for her from here on in, but she has to maintain focus, has to maintain concentration. She's still got to get the numbers.
Third set, first leg. It's Lisa to throw first. Game on.
Extenders.
A set away from
16.
her 3rd world title.
.42.
Lisa Ashton averaging
100.
82 so far in this final. The tournament average before today was around about 85. And she's still hitting about 1 double in 3,
54.
which is consistent with her week's work so far. 3 more doubles needed, and she's a 3-time world champion.
60. $140.
How are you, feline?
$95. $95.
There's Derek Martin. It was Charlie Slater, I'm told, in EastEnders. He had a fight with somebody who was drunk on the balcony of one of the flats. Appeared in 2001 and was part of the, quote, crazy Slater family. I've learnt something I didn't know before.
We have seen a 170 checkout. Daryl Fitton managed it in the men's quarterfinals yesterday afternoon.
Lisa, you require 52.
52 now. Tops.
Game
And
shot.
there you go.
The first leg.
Obscured
Lisa
by the
Ashton.
flight as you were looking at it, but it was
Second
straight
leg,
in.
Corinne to throw first. Game on.
Whitewash is looking a distinct possibility now. Hammond with a very indifferent first visit, and Ashton straight away effectively, well, she's missed a bit of an opportunity there. If it had been 60 or more, you'd have said she'd taken control. Hammond can still extricate herself from a rather sticky position.
Could do with hitting the red bit.
100.
And does.
£60.
£12,000, the prize for the winner of this women's title.
$60.
Sold out here today.
$45.
They booked for weeks and months in advance to be here for this occasion. Saturday always special. And of course the big final tomorrow.
82.
2 men's semi-finals to follow this women's final.
Fitton first up against Danny Noppert, who's looked very good here in his debut appearance, the 26-year-old Dutchman. And what Big Darrell's going to make of him.
68.
Certainly back Darrell in an arm wrestling match.
Against most people.
59.
Neither of these players onto a finish yet. So Hammond with the advantage. This leg going slowly, but with the darts.
He's a bit unlucky. There's the trophy with all the names on there. 10 times it's had the name of Trina Gulliver inscribed on it. Twice Lisa Ashton, and looking for the third time.
60.
Close in this leg, though.
Corinne, you require 140.
Every time they walk away from the oche turning right, they see the trophy on their way back around. No doubt about the magnitude of the occasion. You can't miss it. A trophy sat there
77.
on the stage.
Lisa, you require
134. Great. Oh, I thought it was in. It's not. Just below the wire.
55. Corinne, you require 37.
5 for double 16 to level the set. Oh, double 11. She's hit the treble 5. Now double 7. 14 left. Just double checking with Nick Rolls, the referee.
No
She's
score.
bust it. Straight into the
Lisa, you
16.
require 79.
Made a bit of a hash of that. Ashton will be looking at the bottom. Oh, she's gone at the top, so now it's 11 for Bull. Bullseye. Well, those are not the two of the most distinguished
Corinne, you
visits from the
require
two
37.
contenders.
Another chance. Now, double 16. This is what she meant to do last
Game
visit.
Shaw to the second leg. Corinne Hammond. Third leg is Lisa to throw first. Game on.
So one apiece. But it was only a hold of throw for Hammond. What she needs
100.
is a break. And what's that? Has it something to do with Star Wars?
I think it's Han Solo. Was he not frozen for half a film?
99.
I lose track of all the Star Wars themes. I have to consult with my young son to get right up to date on that.
41.
James would be loving this. He knows everything about all these people.
How does he get that beer through that mask?
140.
There's a lot of things about Star Wars which take some explaining. It's jockey, former champion, and still warmly remembered.
140.
6 darts from 162.
85.
Coming back needing 77 for another leg. That's a lovely visit from Hammond, but Ashton now can seize the advantage.
This year requires 77.
Double 10, 2 darts at it to move a leg away.
Shot on the third leg. Lisa Ashton.
Emphatic.
Fourth leg is Corinne to throw first.
One more needed, and Lisa Ashton will pick up her third Lakeside World title.
$25.
Good start. Danielle approves, Lisa's daughter. The dream in the Ashton household is an Ashton
45.
World Championship final. Could happen.
Not impossible. She's got some talent. A lot of people expecting her to move on to that sort of level before too long.
95.
And moving very handily now towards the finishing line. Almost a question, or almost a moment, for those who liked that whitewash little wager. Almost a case of wade in.
Nerves don't seem to be affecting her as the finishing line hoves into view. And make no mistake, she can see it from here. 3 darts away, potentially.
Well, 167 would be the biggest checkout ever in the Women's World Championship. 160 is the best so far, so this would not only be a third title, it would be a record.
Not far away, but she will be back. 17's for the last dart, just straight into the treble 2.
And a slightly embarrassed smile, leaving her on 81. Can Corinne just try and put some pressure on? She wants a treble, and it's not there. This could be the moment.
Lisa, you require 81.
16 for bullseye. Oh, she's missed the big 16. Hammond breathes again.
27. Corinne, you require 154.
154. She's going for 19s. 2 treble 19s would have been the setup.
98.
Great last start.
Lisa, you require 54.
Is this the moment? 2 darts, a double top for a third world title. She needs just the one. Danielle's on her feet, Lakeside. Everybody on their feet applauding Lisa Ashton, a 3 times world champion. She had it easy in the final. She was never really troubled by Corinne Hammond. She's been imperious all week. She deserves this title. Lisa Ashton, world champion again.
Presentation is going to be pretty much immediately how impressive Lisa Ashton was.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move into our presentation and welcome our presentation party. The owner and proprietor of the Lakeside Country Club, Bob Potter, OBE. Barbara Potter, accompanied by BDO Tournament Director, Wayne Williams. To receive £5,000, the 2017 Lakeside World Championship Ladies Runner-Up, Australia's Corinne Hammond. Her first Lakeside final, your runner-up, Australia's Corinne Hammond. To receive a cheque for £12,000, that beautiful trophy, and the title of 2017 Lakeside World Champion, the Lancashire Rose, Lisa Ashton. Champion of the world, the Lancashire Rose, Lisa Ashton!
What a worthy champion, Vassos. Right the way through, it never really looked as though anybody else was going to come remotely close to her this week. She has had an outstanding championship, and that's 3, and it's 3 and counting, I reckon.
She played 9 sets of darts this week. She won 9 sets of darts this week. The fingers tell you, She's won that trophy for the third time in 4 years. Lisa Ashton, once again, is the world champion.
It's a hat-trick of golden moments for the Lancashire Rose. Lisa will be with us after the break.
And Danny Noppert's remarkable progress towards glory continues. He's there! He's got over the line. He's won 5-4. And the dream.
Well, here was the moment that Lisa Ashton moved from a two-time world champion to a triple world champion. Daughter Danielle, well, she's been the chief cheerleader all the way through. A lovely embrace with Corinne. There is Danielle, just sent her a picture there. A big beaming smile. The Lancashire Rose, the pride of Bolton. And she joins us now with this magnificent trophy. Well, it's becoming a permanent fixture in your house, Lisa.
It definitely is, and I don't mind taking it home.
Were you surprised at the ease with which you swept to this third world title, all due respect to your opponents all the way through?
No, I've been playing well, so I was just happy the way I've played this tournament, so I'm very happy with it.
OK, it's very early to ask you this question, but what's your instinct as to where this sits? I mean, is it not quite as special as the first one? Because the first time can never be surpassed, or is it equal to your first and second titles?
This is equal because you always want to do your third one. I can't over the moon with this third title. I'm very happy with it.
Paul, put into context what Lisa's achieved for women's darts in the last couple of years, because she's become the dominant force.
She is the force of women's darts. It's simple as that. And over the course of the last few years, I think ever since Lisa won her first world title, ladies darts has just got better and better and better. And the fact that since then she is still the lady to beat is a testament to just how good she is and how much better she has become over the last 3 or 4 years.
When you first appeared here at Lakeside, if someone had said to you, do you know what, keep going, because one day you'll be a triple world champion, would you have believed them?
No, I wouldn't, no. And then but I just keep going. All my family and were supporting me and made me do it. And I'm just so happy.
It's a great achievement. Well done, Lisa. And it's also a great achievement for Corinne Hammond to have made it to the final, having been knocked out in the first round 12 months ago. Hopefully she's not too despondent. She's backstage with Danny.
I'm sure you're not too despondent, Corinne. I mean, at the start of this championships, if someone had said you'll be standing on the Lakeside stage in the final, I'm sure you would have taken that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not, maybe tomorrow I might be disappointed, but at this point I'm really so stoked to have made the final. Obviously I would have liked to have played a little bit better. I had a couple of bounce outs, a couple of, you know, wild scores and whatever, but still I'm really, really pleased.
I mean, it did look like sometimes things just weren't going your way, but I think this year everything seems to have gone Lisa's way, and you just cannot compete against that sometimes.
Oh, look, she is definitely the player to beat. She doesn't seem to falter. She just keeps going and powering on, and just when you get a little bit close, then she just steps up again and off she goes. So yeah, she's definitely the one to beat.
But once again, congratulations, you're a runner-up in the World BDO World Darts Championships.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked with that, really. Thank you.
Well done, congratulations.
Well, she deserves to be rightly happy with a great run to the final. And we'll hear more from Corinne in the future, because I think she'll have had a taste for that.
I think she will, and she is definitely going to be coming back quite a lot of times.
OK, Lisa, you've inspired a whole generation of younger darts players to come up through the ranks, the manner in which you've had to earn the success that you're so clearly now enjoying. What would you say to anybody, any young woman watching at home who might be thinking of taking up darts? Tell them why they should get involved with this great sport.
You should do. The ladies' darts is impressing. I was later, and it just shows if you have a go, keep going, one day you could win this.
Not just once, twice, but maybe 3 times. OK, Lisa's got her hands on this magnificent silverware once again. Let's return our attention to the men's draw and a massive, massive semi-final coming up live.
And Danny Noppert's remarkable progress towards glory continues. He's there. He's got over the line. He's won 5-4. And the dream of glory at the first attempt lives on. Daryl Fitton is through. It's Noppert who plays Fitton in the semi-finals.
Well, this is the result of our first match of the day. Lisa Ashton, 3-set whitewash of Corinne Hammond. She is the world champion for the third time, and that now paves the way for the first of our two men's semi-finals. Fitton against Noppert. What a great match in prospect. Well, we've come down here to get involved in the melee and the atmosphere, and it wouldn't be Lakeside without hearing from the legendary two-time finalist Bobby George, who's got it would be fair to say, a lingo all of his own when it comes to darts.
All right, there you go. Hi, I'm Bobby George. Let's talk darts, not the arrows, the darts lingo. Scorings for show, doubles for dough. That's the first one I came up with. Meaning, you can hit 180s, 140s, you can hit anything on the dartboard, but if you don't hit the double, you don't get no bees and honey. And the bees and honey is the old money. Shanghai. That's a treble, a single, double on the same segment. So any segment, you go around the board and you get them 3 targets, it's called Shanghai. I don't know where the word come from, and I'm still trying to find out. Trapping it off before you've done the biz. That's a player who says, I'm gonna beat him, I'm gonna win this tournament, and he even throw the dart. Trapping it off before he's done the biz. He wants the A40 and he's going up the A1. That means a dart player has gone for a wrong shot. He doesn't know where he is. He's going up the A1 when he wants the A40. He'll never get home. Is that all right, everyone? Bed and breakfast, 2 shillings and 6p. In today's money, it's 12.5p. So if you hit 26 on the dartboard, it's called bed and breakfast. Look where you're throwing, throw where you're looking. That means if you want a treble 20 or a 20, look at it and throw at it. Don't look at the 5s. So remember, look where you're throwing, throw where you're looking. Sloppy sailor. That means when you throw a dart and it falls out the board and it falls on the floor and falls over, it's called a sloppy sailor. Or I call it a drunken sailor. He wants his mummy. That means a player's getting beaten up on the dartboard. He's sulking, the crowd's on his back, and he don't know what to do. He wants his mummy. Dear.
It is always good to hear from Bobby George. Now, interesting, in that piece, Bobby said he didn't know the origins of the term Shanghai. And we've actually had an email from a guy who calls himself Dr. Darts. Let's give him his real name. Dr. Patrick Chaplin, no relation to Charlie, I don't think. And he says, Paul, I have to read this out, it's quite long, I'll try and condense it. Originally, the term Shanghai comes from the nautical slang for overpowering another ship. Nowadays, the general meaning of being Shanghaied is anything that interrupts someone's thoughts or actions. And in the old days, apparently in a friendly game of darts, if you had a single, a double and a treble in the same number, as long as that didn't put you bust, you won the whole game. And apparently he just says, the game has evolved since, but we still use the term, and we most commonly associate it, of course, with finishing off with double top. Did you know that?
I didn't know that full extent of it, but anything that Patrick Chaplin doesn't know about darts isn't worth knowing. He's got a doctorate in the sport, so he is the man to ask, and I'm glad he actually got in touch with us and cleared that up.
I reckon we should give him a free ticket for next year. Right, that's the Shanghai cleared up. You can tell the atmosphere is beginning to build behind us because we've got some epic men's semi-final action to come. Tonight, it's the #1 seed Glenn Durrant against Jamie Hughes. #1 against #4. Durrant survived match starts on Wednesday, but is still in the hunt for a first final. And next, live on 4, it's the dazzler Daryl Fitton back in the semis for the first time in 8 years against the new young Dutch star Danny Noppert. So much excitement about him in Holland, by the way. So, in case you missed it yesterday, a moment of perfection from the dazzler. The ultimate checkout, 170, earning him a potential $5 grand for the tournament's highest checkout. He'll share it if someone matches it, and helping him across the line against a very spirited Gert de Vos in a very tense final set thriller. It really was a cracking match, that one. All credit to the dazzler for coming through that. And Danny Noppert was superb in the first 5 sets against Scott Waits last night, at one stage racing 4-1 up over the defending champion. There was a rally from Scotty to Hottie, who showed class to close, but it's the number 3 seed who takes on the Dazzler. He will be so fired up for this one. Well, this is their head-to-head. Danny Noppert was 12 when Daryl Fitton made the first of his 15 visits to Lakeside. The Dazzler has far more experience and 11 video titles, but the younger man higher ranked and a better player than when he lost to Daryl in the quarters of the World Masters a few years ago. Neither of them have been in the World Final before. This is a huge moment for both men.
Danny Noppert, Noppy.
Daryl Fitton, the Dazzler.
Daryl Fitton is a good player, and he have a big history, good career.
Young Danny Noppert is his first attempt at the Lakeside. He's in the semi-finals, played brilliant this week. Come underneath the radar, fantastic dart player.
Yeah, he's always friendly. If I see him on tournaments, he always say hello and how are you, and yeah, always good.
Mr. Nice Guy, I am a decent guy, I suppose. I think maybe if we shed that, be a bit more aggressive on the board, maybe he'll win more titles than that. Maybe that's what it is. I'm too nice.
I think we have the same style. He's not really fast, and I'm also not fast.
His style is similar to mine, high scorer, but I think it's that extra mentality the Dutch have got is totally different than ours.
I'm looking forward to play him. I have played him here before on Final Darts Masters. Yeah, he's a tough guy.
For the last 10 years I've been one of them players that will battle all the way through, and people text me, oh God, you're going to give me a heart attack. You're putting us through it again, and I seem to do it all the time. I don't know what it is, but I'm a fighter and I'll never give in.
I'm always relaxed on stage, and I'm a fighter in every match. I keep fighting and till the end. Unbelievable for me. I'm staying now in the semis. Yeah, it means a lot for me. Yeah, it's a dream come true at the moment.
Personal life has been up and down. Death in the family. My father passed away. Other things have happened, so it's not been the best, you know. But like I said, maybe that's what the edge is a bit. I've got nothing to lose. I'm not the favourite, so why not give it a go?
Well, it's a compelling story, whichever man manages to make a maiden World Championship final. And I guess many neutrals will feel that perhaps Daryl is coming towards the end of his chances, having been around for such a long time, whereas Noppert might be towards the beginning of what could be a very long, illustrious career. It's absolutely booming in here. It's so loud. A great atmosphere here. Paul, what are your thoughts about Daryl? Do you think he's getting to the stage where there won't be too many more opportunities to make a big final?
I've got to say yes, I'm afraid. He is the sentimental favourite here, and then he tend to find that in their career when they get to the end. If they haven't made a final, people just want them to have that experience and have the opportunity to win a title. Everybody in this building wants Daryl to have that chance, but unfortunately, we, or the audience, can't help him. He's got to do it himself.
He did say to us when he arrived at Lakeside that he was in good form coming here, but I'm not sure everybody believed him.
Well, he won the World Trophy less than a year ago, so he's obviously playing all right. I think over the last few months his form has been there. I just don't think he's had the right vehicle to show it to the common audience. He's had it this week, and he has actually shown some grit and determination, and that's why he's in the semi-final.
Right, let's talk about Noppert. You did pick him as one of your favourites before the tournament began. At times, he's been absolutely classy. I mean, the way he took Veenstra out was just immense.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that performance, and a lot of people this week are seeing their first dose of Danny Noppert. Well, it's not going to be the last, because this kid has got staying power. He's boomed onto the scene in 2016. What does 2017 hold for this incredible talent? We're going to find out a little bit more this afternoon.
Well, you can tell the atmosphere is really beginning to build. It's absolutely electric in here. I think it's a little calmer and a little quieter backstage, where Danny Crates is with another man who knows exactly what it takes to go all the way up there on the big stage.
He certainly does. Scotty Dog Mitchell, winner in 2015. I mean, let's look at Daryl Fidden, the Dazzler, against Danny Noppert. I mean, what's the Dazzler got to do to beat Noppert out there today?
Well, looking at the averages, Danny's got a much higher average over the tournament than Daryl has, so he's going to have to find a little bit more scoring or a little bit more consistency on the scoring to get that average up there. And Danny's obviously a little bit higher on the doubles as well, so it's a big game for Daryl. You know, neither of them been through past this semi-final stage before. Are the scars of the past going to damage Daryl because he's been here 3 times before? Is it long enough ago that he's forgotten it? You know, it's a really tight game, but the bookies had Danny in his second favourite early doors, so you know, it's no surprise to us that Danny's produced as he has.
I mean, you're one of the crowd's favourite. And when we looked at the lineup for the semi-final, she said there's one thing missing off there, Scotty Dog Mitchell. And we would have loved to have seen you there. But, I mean, Daryl's got that crowd. I mean, will that affect Danny, or is he just too cool?
We'll find out shortly. I don't think it will affect Danny. I mean, coming back to making the semi-finals, that quarter-finals to the semi-finals is a big game. You know, once you make the semis here, you're back the following year. So that's a real hard game to do. So that's the hardest game. They can just go and play now, and hopefully that we'll get a good game out of it.
Well, I'm sure it will be a great game, and we're really looking forward to seeing the Dazzler against Danny Noppert. Thanks very much.
We certainly are. The music has dipped just momentarily. Paul, are the Dazzler's army of fans who are here in force, are they in for a brilliant, brilliant afternoon?
They're in for a nervy affair, I think. Danny Noppert, for me, is the favourite because he's been the more consistent. And I think Scott Mitchell's interview there was very apt. Danny Noppert has been probably the most consistent person through this championship so far. If he brings that consistent game today, Daryl's in a lot of trouble. I'd love to know if these fans can really lift him to a level that he hasn't had all week. He might just need it.
Well, they will do their level best. They will be 2 of the best walk-ons in the business. It's the Dazzler against Danny Noppert for a place in the World Championship final. The stakes could barely be higher, so let's head over to the big stage and our little MC. It's all yours, Richard Ashdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2017 BBO World Championships. It's semi-finals day here at the home of World Darts, the Lakeside. We now introduce to the stage, playing his 3rd Lakeside World Championship semi-final, the reigning BDO World Trophy Champion. It's the Dazzler, Daryl Fidden! We now bring to the stage a man playing in his 1st Lakeside World Championship semi-final. The number 3 seed, the reigning Scottish Open and German Open champion. From the Netherlands, Noppie, Danny Noppert! You could literally feel the Lakeside floor reverberating under that techno.
Fitton against Noppert, live after the break on Channel 4.
He's playing his third semi-final, but on the basis of the darts they've thrown so far this week to get here, you have to make the Dutchman favourite. His average is a lot better, basically because his finishing is a lot better. Nobody's missed as many darts at a double as Darrell.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First set, first leg. It's Danny to throw first. Game on.
But Paulie scores so heavily, nobody throws as many darts at a double as Darrell.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Vassos. 146 attempts at a double this week. I don't think anybody's had that many. My memory serves me right, but the key here really is these guys can score, get chances, who's going to take them, and on the evidence, Vassos, you're right, Danny Noppert wins.
Mind you, there's been a calm sort of certainty around Darrell Fitton this week, which I haven't always felt when I've talked to him during World Championship week. We are going to get a first-time finalist, whoever wins this. In fact, we're going to get two of them. Neither Glenn Durrant or Jamie Hughes has been that far before. They play later tonight. But let's concentrate on this one, shall we? Noppert with the darts in the first leg of the semi-final. It's the first to 6 sets.
That's good for the game, isn't it, to see new people making semi-finals and finals.
45.
But sometimes the form book doesn't lie, and Darrell Fitton is the outsider of all four, because the other guys
100.
were scheduled to make it this far.
I can't remember the last time we had seeds 1, 3 and 4 all through to the semi-finals. Darrell Fitton is the 10th seed. Up against the 3rd seed, Danny Noppert, the 26-year-old, less than half his age, from the Netherlands. Come on then, fill it up.
125. Danny, you require 156.
Well, his opponent took out some big shots last night, but he in turn has taken his own out in this tournament so far. His best so far was a 164 against his friend Richard Veenstra.
140. Darrell, you require 123.
Treble 18 for Bull to nick this first leg of the semi-final. One dart at bullseye, first to a double.
98. Danny, you require 60.
We had an opportunity for that leg. Danny Noppert's also got one. Looks pretty good to me. Hasn't moved, so you can obviously see it. You can see enough of it for the first leg.
Danny Noppert. Second leg, it's Darrell throwing first.
First leg goes with the darts. Darrell Fitton has averaged around about 89 in his 3 matches so far, with a checkout percentage of 29. Noppert here averaging 95 and hitting 39% of his doubles.
45.
That right there is why he's favourite.
Well, we looked at obviously the ladies' game, which concluded with a Lisa Ashton win. If we went by paper, Lisa Ashton won 3-0. If we went this way,
58.
it'd be maybe a little bit closer. However, Noppert would still win. But there's a lot of things to consider. First semi-final, first Lakeside. He's obviously over those initial nerves.
100.
But Daryl Fitton, in the back of his mind somewhere, be it large or small, will be thinking, I really want to make my first final.
139.
Lost in the semi-finals of 2005 to Raymond van Barneveld. He lost to his best mate Tony O'Shea in 2009. Is this the first maximum of this semi? No, not quite. Last dart landing a little short.
Mr. van Barneveld has broken a few hearts on that stage over the 25 odd years that he's been playing. Is it time for Daryl Fitton to break some hearts?
180.
No question about who the crowd want to win, the majority of them firmly in the Dazzler's corner.
100.
Well, Danny Noppert is going to have to get used to these kind of atmospheres because the biggest events take place in the UK.
218s. Must finish well, you think, if he's going to stand a chance of winning
30.
this. And he's given a chance
Danny,
away.
you require 160.
I feel it's those kinds of finishes he's going to have to take because Noppert's been cleaning up better than a top-line vacuum this week.
60. Daryl, you require 36.
Double 9. Uh-oh. Big dart already, really.
27.
Oh, it's horrible.
Danny,
Double 9 is horrible.
56.
Such a difficult switch from double 18 to double 9. This is a better one. He's been doing it all week. And he really does like double top and double 12, Danny Noppert. We have found that out about him. And I expect through the course of this fixture, we'll see a lot of him at the top of the board. A lot of people in the game didn't know anything about Danny Noppert this time last year. Around about the time Scott Waits was winning this title,
125.
if you'd have said the words Danny Noppert to anybody, they would have said Danny who? A few weeks later, he makes the Dutch Open final. He then goes on to win the Scottish Open. And then everybody's talking about him.
100.
And they're still talking about him.
Will we be talking about him tomorrow afternoon? Or will we be talking about Daryl Fitton?
96.
We've seen those early double jitters from him, though. 6 darts at a double from the Dazzler, and he's missed the lot. That's why he's 2 legs down.
100.
Well, sentimental stories on that stage. There are a few of them. Obviously, when Van Barneveld got his first world title, we saw him crying, which is a great sporting
57.
moment. The first Wolfeat win in 07 against Phil Nixon, what a final that was. But they're all eclipsed by 04 when Andy Fordham lifted that trophy. And he actually took out Barneveld in the semi-finals and beat Mervyn King.
That semi-final, possibly the match of all time on the Lakeside stage.
It's definitely up there for me. My favourite game of all time was on the stage in 1992 between Phil Taylor and Mike Gregory. I remember watching that with my family at home, thinking, I don't want this game to end. My parents did because they wanted me to go to bed.
This is for the set. 12 for tops, for the set, for Danny Noppert in double quick time.
50.
Go on then, Daryl.
Daryl, you require 164.
This would raise the roof. 2 treble 19s needed the first one. Did hit a 170 yesterday. Has the $5 grand prize for the high checkout of the week.
Danny, you require 20.
Double 10.
Game shot
Easy as that. First set, Noppert.
Danny Noppert.
Ominous
Second
stuff.
Set, first leg, it's Daryl to throw first.
Steady set.
Game on.
Averaging just shy of 89, but if he's going to be troubled in this semi-final, Daryl Fitton has got to up his game pretty quick and take his chances.
Fitton fans will console themselves with the fact that that was merely a set with the darts for the Dutchman. Doesn't want to be falling too down, though. We wondered, didn't we, just before we came on air for this semi-final, whether Noppert would show some nerves. Doesn't look like he is.
Doesn't look like it to me either.
100.
Feels comfortable. And when you play big events like the Dutch Open in front of big crowds, you get used to the white noise around you. And to people out there who want to get better and want to grace this stage,
100.
best advice I can give you is play in front of as many people as you can possibly do, because you do get used to it and it does help.
Is this maximum number 2 for Daryl Fitton?
140.
Not quite.
The way he usually scores, with those 2 in there, it's like missing an open goal. He will be disappointed, but
100.
he's going to have to go for this 127 now, Vassos.
127.
Needs something to get him going. Treble 17, double 8. Single 17 would leave the bullseye, but it's double 8 for a 127 and his first leg of the match. Yes! That'll do it!
Second leg, Danny throwing first.
Lakeside on their feet. Fitton on the board.
It's that old thing, isn't it? You've got 3 in your hands for 1 double, it gets hard. If you've got 127 left, it's easy. Strange old game, this darts malarkey.
What is it with Daryl and his doubles? Does he overthink them?
I think we all do at some point in our careers. But Daryl's always had the reputation as a huge scorer. But missing doubles, it's something that sticks with you. When you've won tournaments, you think you're invincible, but when you've lost events and lost games where you've missed crucial doubles, it can creep into your psyche.
100.
And maybe that's what it's done with Daryl over the last couple of years, but we can't forget he won the World Trophy. In order to do that and take out an incredible run of Peter Machen last year, he played great.
Also won the Luxembourg Open last year, Daryl Fitton. Danny Noppert
91.
won 3 ranking titles. And he's on a finish. The big finish.
85.
Trying to pickpocket his opponent of
170.
$2.5 grand if he can hit this.
Still will do it. Little sigh of relief from Daryl, I think, as if to say, right, well, I want to try and win this leg now that you are letting me have my $5 grand for now.
140 would help here.
100. Danny requires 72.
We think that was Marge Simpson on the left. Double 12 to level the set for Danny Noppert. Big adjustment to double 6.
Game shot on the second
No
leg.
mistake.
Danny Noppert. Third leg, Daryl throwing first.
Good doubling so far from Noppert, 50%, as opposed to an unfortunate 14% for Fitton. You feel that has to
60.
change. He's going to turn this match into a winning situation. At the moment, he's chasing Noppert and he doesn't want to be there.
$60.
The one good thing about reaching the semi-finals for Daryl Fitton is it means he definitely gets back here next year. All 4 semi-finalists invited back. So it means he can play a little bit less, spend a bit more time with the family next year. That's Noppert's first maximum. And the crowd on their feet, very fairly cheering both players. Love Daryl to win.
61.
It's big ranking points for getting this far. They obviously want more, but that little cushion of knowing that you're coming back to Lakeside next year, it's such a great thing for these players because they can plan so far in advance. And maybe a part of the year where they think, you know what, I'm a bit tired, I might want to take this event off. They can have that luxury.
Family fit and watching on. There is Crystal.
$140.
But he's struggling to score in this particular leg, Daryl. Looks like he might get broken.
70.
And it looks like
Danny requires 61.
Danny Noppert may be racing into a 2-set lead. Double 18, 2 darts for a 2-1 lead in this second set. Double 9.
Game shot on the third leg.
It's
Danny Noppert.
metronomic on the doubles from the Dutchman.
Well, he's keeping the crowd quiet. You see that lovely dip in the air of the Noppert dart.
Fourth leg, it's Danny
Wasn't
to
scared of
throw
that
first.
double 9 either.
Game on.
In that situation, sometimes you think to yourself, shall I go for it? He did, wasn't afraid, just got it hit and got rid of the leg.
Has the darts. This is for a 2-set lead.
140.
If I was in the fitting camp down there in the auditorium, I'd be getting very worried.
139.
Because I think that word metronomic, it's one of my favourite words in the English language. I think it describes a lot of great players. But Noppert just doesn't look like missing right now. He's in a pretty good place up there.
100.
Jessica and Josie, either side of Crystal. And as you say, worrying times.
100.
Noppert will come back with 161 for a 2-set lead. Still early stages. This is the first of 6 sets, remember, but he is, we've learnt this week, a very decent front runner.
Danny, you require
Our third seed.
161.
Absolutely right, Vassos. He did it to another veteran England international yesterday evening in a pulsating contest. Especially when Waits came back into the match with some heavenly finishing. But Noppert was up to the challenge.
82.
He blitzed the last set. Really great darts, but like you say, front runner, yeah, he's happy with that.
He's won 3-1, 4-0 and 5-3. Darryl could do with this last one in. And what a throw!
Danny, you require
Room for 6 more in there, but is it too little too late? This is for the set. 20 for tops for Danny Noppert and a 2-set lead. It's under pressure with Daryl Fitton on 24. Pressure.
Danny Noppert.
What pressure? This 26-year-old seems immune to it. The third seed has lost just 1 leg, and that was to a 1-2-7 finish. Plenty for Fit to ponder as he walks off stage. It's Noppert 2, Fitton 0.
Well, a couple of ton 80s for Fitton and a 1-2-7 checkout, but it's all about the young Dutchman at the moment. He has a sizable early advantage. Remember, they're both on the hunt for a first appearance in a world final. Well, Daryl Fitton lost to a Dutchman on his first Lakeside semi 12 years ago. On that occasion, it was Barney en route to a 4th title. Is history going to repeat itself, or can the Dazzler come back? Let's rejoin Vassos and Paul.
Well, it's very interesting if you look at the averages, because Danny Noppert is very consistent. What he does, he plays to a level averaging in the mid to high 90s. That's his game, he says. That's what I'm going to do. And if you can beat it, fair play to you. But it puts an awful lot of pressure on your opponent when you know you're going to average 96 as he is today and checking out 40 or 50%. Daryl Fitton with it all to do then. 2 sets down in a race to 6.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd set, first leg, Danny to throw first. Game on.
Has he got it in him?
We're about to find out. But if these guys look at their statistics through the course of the entire tournament, when they go home,
140.
What's going to happen is they're going to find out what's gone wrong and what's gone right. Fitton's through, give or take, about 30 more shots at a double, but he's hit a lot less doubles. Fitton's scoring's been decent, but Danny Noppert's has been better. If Danny Noppert produces this kind of darts for the next few years, he's going to win a lot of titles, not just away from the cameras, but on them as well.
It's great to have a level like that you know
41.
more times, more often than not, you're going to play to.
I think with a few exceptions, this is exactly what he's been doing through the course of the last 12 months. Obviously, he didn't have a tremendous World Masters. He had a bit of a day off
92.
there. But he's been able to wipe that defeat under the carpet and just absolutely stride in here again, the same stage, and say, you know what, that was a day off. Let's play properly.
96. Danny, you require 129.
This is what I do. This is what I average. Catch me if you can. On to a finish first. Treble 16 for double 12 is the likely route. Not a big miss.
89.
With Fitton on 281.
I don't think he's going to mind, Vassos, that you compared it with Leonardo DiCaprio there. The catch me if you can thing, but it's a great way to analyse his game. Catch him, can you, Daryl?
Game shot on the first
And
leg.
those 2 misses.
Danny Noppert. Second leg, Daryl throwing
Completely
first.
academic. They'll be added to the stats, but he was getting closer and closer, and he took it out when he needed to. Fitton, in fact, wasn't on a finish. And it is one-way traffic at the moment.
What Danny Noppert also understands is the fact that in the grand scheme of things, there is no difference in a match between a 13 and a 15 darter. It's 5 visits to the board. Doesn't matter as long as you get it in the 13th, the 14th, or the 15th dart.
And if you can take out a leg in 15 darts and you've got the darts, it means your opponent has to throw a 12 darter to break you.
140.
Very difficult to do that, and you've got to score heavily to get a 12 darter. You really got to find yourself on between 81 and 121 after 9.
83.
That requires a couple of really big scores and a settler score like a ton or a ton 40. And Daryl's just not getting the opportunities in this game that he was in previous ones.
140.
This is better though. 181 after 9.
58.
6 darts from 181. You feel he has to take this out. He has to win this leg. He has to get a foothold in the match.
140.
Nice visit. The Viking approves.
He knows how to beat a Dutchman in the semi-final. He did it 13 years ago.
just produce, in Barney's words, darts from a different planet. That's all you need to do, Daryl.
Not much then.
Daryl, you require 41.
9 for double 16. To level the set then.
Game shot on the second.
That's more like it.
Daryl Fitton. Third leg, Danny throwing first.
To be fair to him, he's hit his last 2 doubles.
Very well put, Vassos, because the ones before really don't matter anymore.
100.
Arguably, all of the ones that he's hit don't matter anymore, because it's all about the ones that you can give yourself in the future. But it will give him confidence, and he will know that the last 2 have gone in.
Well, we mentioned Danny Noppert saying, I'm going to average in the mid to high 90s, catch me if you can. Well, Daryl, we know, is capable of averaging north of 95, 96.
100.
His Lakeside high is an average of 101 against Gary Robson a few years back. This is better for the Fitton clan. Sarah there, Crystal in the middle, and Michelle applauding.
There's not many people who have graced this stage and had a ton-plus average.
97.
Daryl's obviously one of those, so he likes it up there.
There's John Locken, the Dutch team manager. He's one of the minority of Noppert fans in Lakeside this afternoon.
It sounds like he's the lead singer of the Dutch Sex Pistols. But then again, the Sex Pistols weren't techno. So I guarantee you he probably doesn't like them.
67 left after 12 darts. Like you say, it's really difficult to break.
Requires 67.
Somebody playing this consistently. 10 for tops. For a 2-1 lead.
47. Daryl, you require 108.
Big chance. Still possible. Treble 17 in a bullseye will give him the leg. Not going to be, because Noppert is going to come back.
84.
More than likely going to clean it up.
Danny, you require
but you never
20.
know.
Come on, he says to himself. He
Game
knows he has
shot
to
on
hit
the
it,
third
and
leg. Danny Noppert.
he does hit it.
Fourth leg, it's Daryl to throw first.
You've got to say,
Game on.
it's very impressive from the 26-year-old third seed. Especially as we didn't know who he was this time last year.
He's just ambling around that stage, sometimes like a lost child. So, double 10. He wanders towards the table. But the crux of it is he's just playing better at the moment than Daryl Fitton.
I wonder if someone shouted in the crowd. He's looking very cross towards the left-hand side of the hockey. Someone shouted as he was throwing, because the visit of 33 is not what he wanted. This is sensible. Just regather his composure.
I wonder if the person with the squeaky toy is back that Martin Adams was talking about the other day.
140.
Well, the visit of 33 wasn't punished by Danny Noppert, only a 60 from the Dutchman. So Fitton still has the advantage in this leg, a leg you feel he really must win.
100.
And then actually find a way to break. But first things first.
It does make you wonder, why would you upset someone who is of Daryl Fitton's size and stature
134.
when he's got 3 pointy things in his hand? Not very smart.
Just checking what's remaining. Fitton, a glance over to his left. There's a scoreboard there.
58.
Would have hoped for better. Big visit here, and Noppert becomes favourite to win leg and set.
99.
Well, a lot of people would have gone bullseye there to leave
36.
something like 96 or 71. Noppert legs. Look at that 102, and he's going to get a look at it now. How much pressure is he going to be under?
46.
Not a great deal.
Danny, you require
It's a battle
102.
of the mid-range finishes now.
Treble 14 would have left tops. So, Daryl,
54.
what have you got?
Daryl, you require 90.
Two single 20s leaves Bull, or a treble will leave him double 15. It's going to be double 15. Is he going to be aggressive? Yeah, of course he is.
Daryl Fitton.
First set, we're going to a cider. So here we go, third set. Winner takes all in this one.
But Noppert has the darts, and he's in no mood to be broken.
23.
Fitton, by the way, has hit his last 3 doubles. Unfortunately for him, they've come over 9 legs.
25.
And that is not what he wanted. And a leg he has to win to avoid going 3 sets down.
And he definitely didn't need that, because he's not thrown first in this leg either.
60.
It's hard enough. But when your opponent has gone off with a ton plus and you started with 25, makes it very difficult.
Well, there's room in the middle, isn't there?
140.
All he's doing at the moment is keeping pace, just about, with Danny Noppert. He needs to do more, but will he be given the chance? It doesn't look like he will.
140.
More metronomic darts from Noppy. Not on a finish yet. Come on then, Daryl.
180.
That 25 start has been consigned to the memory bank now. But Noppert still in control. A 140 here leaves him a double.
100.
But that's okay.
Daryl, you require 156.
Yes, it's still on. Another treble 20 for double 18 to steal the set and raise the roof.
Game shot on the third set. Daryl Fitton.
How about that? There's life in this semi-final yet.
First leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
Wow.
Possibly the best 6 consecutive darts of this tournament so far. Just when he needed them, he able to summon it up from somewhere and produce some absolute magic. And Danny Noppert thinks, not again.
180, 156 to break from nowhere.
100.
Started with 25, Vassos.
And he didn't have the darts.
You take a bow, Daryl. That was some sort of recovery in that leg.
58.
Sometimes you've just got to sum it up from somewhere in your gut and say, you know what, I can do this. And that really did lift everybody off their seats here at Lakeside. Stunning finish.
60.
Everybody's still smiling here. Still enjoying what they just saw. That was darting drama at its very best.
That person who put him off has probably spurred him on. Since then, he's done things right.
100.
And unfortunately for Fitton, if he hits this 170 finish again, he doesn't get another bonus.
He does get another leg, though. He will be back.
82.
I wonder how Danny Noppert reacts to that, because that was a huge blow. From 3-0, in all honesty, this semi-final was as good as over.
57. Daryl, you require
9 times out of 10, anyway. All of a sudden, Daryl Fitton's feeling it. Tops he wants.
48.
We think Chris Corstefine, Charlie Corstefine, the referee, miscounted.
39.
So I think he has tops
Darryl,
left.
you require 40.
Yes, that's right. Tops he needs.
Game shot on the first leg. Darryl Fitton. Second leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game
Fitton
on.
won't care. The referee tells him what to hit, he gets it hit, he wins the leg. Just that simple.
140.
So just have a look at this. Darryl Fitton missed his first 7 darts at a double.
140.
But he's hit his next 5. We saw a 1-2-7 at the start of the second set. That's brilliant from Noppert. Brilliant from both players. What a good leg this is. 140, 140, 180, 180!
It's just like that song, it's getting hot in here. What a leg of darts this is. Who's going to win this? Beautiful, beautiful use of the guides for that 180, and needed that to stay in the leg.
Well,
Danny, you require 86.
this is for an 11 dart leg. 18 for bullseye. He'll feel he needs this.
61. Darryl, you require
Fitton
81.
would definitely like this one. Single 12 leaves bullseye. That leaves double 13. Has a little reshuffle.
55.
So close.
Danny, you require 25.
Is he going to go 1 double 12? Yes, he is. 2 darts at double 12 to level the set. This is 1.
13.
Misses 2. Bends the wire. Fitton with a chance to go 2 legs clear in the 4th set.
Game shot on the
A chance he
leg.
takes.
Darryl Fitton.
Suddenly, all the momentum is with the Dazzler.
Third leg, it's Darryl to throw first. Game on.
And for frankly the first time all week, Danny Noppert is under pressure. We're going to see how he reacts to that in the next few minutes.
The first time in this match, the crowd are well and truly involved in this match, and Darryl Fitton is the conductor because it's his brilliance on stage that's got them shouting.
That was the double 13 after Noppert missed 2 darts at double 12. But no question about the moment of the match so far as Darryl lines up another maximum. It was the 1-5-6 checkout at the end of the 3rd set. Noppert waiting on a double, thinking, I'm about to go 3 sets up. But then thinking, hang on, what's he doing here? Those are both in. Which left a double 18 for the 1-5-6.
57.
No mistake.
19 times out of 20, he just comes back for that double and hits it. But Darryl Fitton with a bit of brilliance. Never know in this game, you can just pull that out when you need it. Sometimes it can just lift your entire mood, and it seems to have done that for Fitton because since then he's been the better player.
He has the darts, 208 points away from leveling the match.
60.
.140 would be very handy here for Noppert, and that's what he gets.
140. Daryl, you require 148.
Can't be done now. So Noppert with a chance to break back.
58. Danny, you require 76.
It's a pretty easy-looking finish, especially when you hit the treble 20 first.
Game shot on the third
Easy, he
leg.
made it look.
Danny Noppert.
Gets him back in the set. A crucial break.
Fourth leg, it's Danny to throw first.
So now he's got the
Game
opportunity
on.
to hold. Potentially upset Fitton in this set. It was all Fitton, and now Noppert with a bit of brilliance. He's got himself back in this contest
100.
for the fourth set.
Those are the with the darts percentages. Noppert's been broken twice.
96.
Daryl 3 times.
Those statistics for the Martin Adams against Jamie Hughes match were bordering on ridiculous.
140.
They broke each other constantly through that match. I think their hold percentages at one point were in the 30%.
120.
Unlucky. Yeah, that was going in, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, just flicked the front flight. As you can see with Daryl's darts, they're tapered at the end. And I don't think that happens to him as often as other people, because the taper at the end means there's less for the flight to deflect on.
Very steady leg of darts, better than steady from Danny Noppert. 1-2-1 remaining after 3 visits. Treble 17 for Bull for a 12 darter.
96.
And to take us into a decider. So,
Daryl, you require 151.
156 in the back pocket. How about a 151? Still on. Treble 17. We'll switch to 14s now and put the Noppert at 25.
Danny, you require
Under a bit of
25.
pressure.
One for double 12. Absolutely right it is. This is his route. He's double 6 again.
13.
Hasn't worked for him. He hasn't hit double 12 yet
60.
in 4 attempts. So this is to level the match. 2 darts at tops for Fitton.
Set darts
Danny,
have come and gone.
12.
Danny Noppert returns now for double 3. Good shot.
on the fourth leg.
Really good shot.
Danny Noppert.
Boy, did he need that, because otherwise he was going to lose the set, in my opinion.
To throw first. Game on.
Daryl will feel he should have already won this set and be walking off stage level at 2 sets apiece. But he has the darts.
100.
He holds here. He does level the match.
I talked with Danny Noppert's match against Scott Waits that they were both using black darts. Daryl Fitton's using a very snazzy looking copper field colour.
96.
And some very snazzy gold points as well, which you can see blingy in the board.
100.
As you can see with the gold points, it's very evident where the dart is landing.
58.
Not so evident with the black points. If it hits the black segment, you can see where that point is.
91.
Quick before it falls out. Steady start to the leg from Daryl Fitton. Ton 91.
140.
Nothing in it.
Questions about people's bottle are going to get answered now.
100.
That's bottle.
Right there. That last dart. The definition of bottle. But Noppert
104.
also has plenty.
Derry require 110.
For the set.
110 is a great little finish, but he might stay there, Vassos. It was such a good dart, it was almost too good.
58.
So Noppert, from 2-0 down in this set, can steal it and go into the break 3-1 in front.
One dart at double top to steal the set.
27.
A long way north.
Derry require 52.
He's missed 2 set darts. He should have 2 more. First things first. Oh, he has missed. So just 1 dart at double 12. Oh, it's all he needs! We are all square. Daryl Fitton from 2 sets down produced a finish that will live long in the memory. A 1-5-6 to steal the 3rd set. He's just crept over the line in the 4th. We're all square. It's 2 sets all.
A ton 80 followed by a 156. Daryl is dazzling here, and we are all square after 4. Well, Fitton's finishing made a difference yesterday. A ton 70 against DeVos. That 156 against Noppert. How crucial could that be? And here's an interesting statistic for you. Danny Noppert has not been behind at any stage for any length of time so far in this tournament. Daryl is beginning to ask the questions. Let's get back to your commentary box.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Rob. I was just going to say, if Daryl Fitton can win the first leg of this set, Noppert will be behind for the first time all championship. 3-1 winner against Dave Cameron, front running in round 1. A 4-0 winner, losing just 2 legs against his good friend Richard Veenstra in the second round, and he beat Scott Waits 5-3 last night in the quarterfinals.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 5th set, first leg. It's Danny to throw first. Game on.
So, Daryl Fitton with a chance
180
to make Danny Noppert trail for the first time, but that's not a bad start after the break, after losing 2 sets in a row from the Dutchman, the 3rd seed. Fitton responds in kind. Oh, more of the same, please. This is brilliant.
Well, Fitton's not going to let him go, is he?
100.
One of the things to take into consideration as well, the fact that Danny Noppert finished his game late last night against Scott Waits, and a pretty quick turnaround.
57.
Well, that double 12 was to level the match. And his reaction spoke 1,000 words. He tries to keep his feelings hidden, you know, Daryl Fitton. Oh, did he enjoy it?
Well, I don't know about you, Vassos, but I would not want to be on the end of that right hook.
Danny, you require
That's a pretty good
147.
chopping right from the inside. I think John Rawling would agree.
He's left himself on 169 here, Daryl.
131.
He's a little careless. But Noppert, with double 8 when he comes back, has been all over this leg.
137.
Proper leg of darts, this.
Danny, you require 16.
Both on doubles after 12. Will Noppert close it out? Yes, he
Game
will.
shot on the first leg.
Quality leg of darts.
Danny Noppert.
First one after the break.
Second leg, it's Daryl to throw
Impressive.
first. Game on.
Still, he's not been behind all week. Daryl beat an out-of-sorts Wouter Vaas 3-0. Way back on
99.
Saturday afternoon. Pip Blackwell was dispatched 4-1 in the second round. And a terrific contest with Geert de Vos, the Belgian, in the semi-finals yesterday.
100.
Daryl just about came through at 5-4, but needed a 170 checkout along the way, and he was 7 darts deep into a potential 9-darter.
The Vaas game feels like an eternity
100.
from now. It really
Feels like
ages
last
ago.
year's World Championship,
It really
doesn't it?
does, yeah. So much has happened since then. Maybe that's just my Lakeside inexperience. My first time here.
93.
It's been brilliant. Paddy High campers. Hope they're having a good time.
$47.
Interesting thinking from Noppert there. 308 usually signifies going for a treble 18 first. Single 18 and 2 treble 20s leaves a finish, but he went for the 20s. Had a slip but recovered well in the treble 19s.
Needs a big visit here, Daryl Fitton.
60.
Doesn't get it. Noppert has nicked the darts.
Well, earlier in the week, Danny Noppert was walking around just below our commentary box area here, just around Lakeside, and he was barely being recognised by anybody.
96.
Now he can't walk anywhere. He was walking around with his Netherlands team jacket on, with a lot of pride, speaking to his friends and his coach and team manager. since he's had a couple of victories, he's been spending all of his time in the back room.
Treble 20 for double 8. Yeah, 76 left. Now, so a 138 opportunity,
Daryl, you require 138.
if you can call it that, from Daryl Fitton.
Would have been 2 treble 19s. That was the target. 2 of those would have left a double that I think has turned this match.
42.
Misses on double 12 for Noppert,
40.
hits for Fitton.
2 10s for a 2-leg lead, 2 5s.
Game shot on the second leg.
When he misses,
Danny Noppert.
they don't stay missed, do they?
Third leg, it's Danny to throw first. Game on.
He's rarely punished for a missed double. He was, of course, in the deciding leg of that last set. Missed tops for the set. But otherwise,
85.
if he aims at a double, he wins the leg.
He's pretty much similar against Scott Waits as well. I'll tell you what as well, the crowd are all sitting down right now. The last set they weren't. It's all gone quiet at Lakeside.
First to 6, remember, through to what will be, for either of them, a first Lakeside final. Tony O'Shea, if you're just joining us, is here for the 15th year in a row. Tony O'Shea, Daryl Fitton, I should say. It's been a long week. Lost to Tony O'Shea, his good mate, in the semi-finals in 2009. It was the last time he reached this stage.
That can't have been an easy game for either of those guys.
Well, I remember talking to them about it. They said it really wasn't.
It's probably easier playing against someone from a different country
100.
that you don't know a great deal about. You obviously know a little bit about Danny, but these Dutch-English rivalries, there's just so many of them now. It's almost like a fight for superiority in the darting world. Who's the best, the English or the Dutch? And potentially now, the Scottish are definitely weighing in on that, and the Welsh.
No question. GB Holland.
90.
Just how we like it.
Danny, you require
That would make a pretty good Ryder
160.
Cup style format, wouldn't it?
116 for the set for Danny Noppert. He can still finish with a treble 20 and a double 18 for a 116, and the set
80.
Well, he needs to pull something out of the bag again.
120.
Shanghai 20s. Bobby George was talking about it at the top of the programme. Treble 20 has been hit. Single 20. Yes, please. He's got that,
80.
but he misses the double top. So not bad for the set.
36.
two missed double 18s. Switches to
Game
double
start
9.
on the fifth set.
Once again,
Danny Noppert.
isn't punished for a couple of missed
Sixth set,
doubles.
First leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on.
And he's a full set ahead again. The third seed, Danny Noppert, 26 years of age. Daryl is 54.
135.
He's been coming to Lakeside every year since his 30s.
So Danny would have been around 11 years of age
96.
when Daryl made his debut here.
Exactly that. Two in. Is this maximum? Number 6 for Daryl Fitton. You bet it is. Number 9 of the match.
One of my favourite darting statistics about age was a few years ago now, when a young man by the name of James Hubbard played Phil Taylor at the Grand Slam of darts, and they said by the time James was born, Phil Taylor already had 2 world titles.
134.
Decent leg of darts this from Daryl Fitton. Start of The sixth set.
Daryl, you require 52.
This is for an 11 darter. Oh dear, oh dear, he missed the fat 12. So just the one dart at tops for a 12 darter.
On the first leg, Daryl Fitton. Second leg, Danny throwing first.
I'll tell you what, in future legs, if he misses the single and he's still got one dart at a double, it's nothing to panic about because he's done that twice now.
177.
Brilliant start from Danny Noppert. That 9 that appears next to his name means that he's on for the perfect leg of darts. A 9 darter.
180.
Not seen on the Lakeside stage since 1990. Noppert can't do it anymore this leg, but Daryl Fitton still can.
60.
He hit 2 straight maximums yesterday, then the 7th, but missed with the 8th dart. Not to be this time.
135.
But again, a good visit. 186 left after 6 darts. The standard's going up, you know.
It certainly is. They're starting to find their range a little bit more in this 6th set. And I thought if anybody was going to hit a 9 darter here this week, it was going to be Daryl, because he does have experience of hitting a 9 dart leg on TV. Has done it at the Zyderdown Masters. He got close, closer than anybody has this week.
56.
What are you thinking as a darts player when you hit 180, 180 and you're 141 left and you know that whatever happens, it's a little bit of darting history if you can pull it off?
Honestly, the one thing you're thinking is get the 7th. That's the hardest one, because you don't think about the 9 darter when you get the first 180. You don't think about it when you get the second one, but you do in the next visit.
Needs treble 20 for a bullseye here, and Noppert's on 88.
94.
Good last dart.
88.
Noppert might have to cancel that cab if he hits double 14. Double 7.
74.
Not to be. So Fitton comes back and he could put himself in a really good position if he hits his double 18 to go 2-0 in the set.
For a breaker throw.
Daryl, you require 36.
For a 13 dart leg. And for a 2-leg lead. Double 9. That landed in Hampshire.
18.
And so, I'm afraid, did that.
Danny, you require 14.
He's not going to split it, he's going to go straight for it.
Game
Why not?
shot on the second
Fearless
leg.
darts.
Danny Noppert.
Danny Noppert takes advantage of the misses from the Dazzler.
Third leg, it's
And what
Daryl
could have
to
been
throw first.
a nice
Game
little
on.
cushion for Fitton in this set. It's now turning into a battle.
There he is again, John Lockham, the Dutch team manager. How much coaching does go on in the game of darts?
More so these days. If you'd asked that question about 15, 16 years ago, I'd have said none. But nowadays you've got academies, you've got
123.
good managers, good coaches, especially in the Netherlands. And people like Mark Webster, former Lakeside champion, he's been seeing a coach called Steve Feeney, someone who's worked with snooker players like Stuart Bingham, who's won the world title, just looking at lines and line of sight, things like that, just trying to squeeze that lemon for a little bit more than what you've got. Definitely paid dividends to some of those guys.
No problems, you would think, for Fitton in this particular leg. 223.
45. Daryl, you require 141.
And that's not a very big bite out of that from Noppert. So, treble 19, double 12. He will be back
89.
at least once.
Big gap in this leg. Noppert is probably in his own head giving it up. He'll be thinking about the next leg already.
57. Darryl, you require 52.
Treble 12 for double 8. Yes, nicely done.
Darryl Fitton, fourth leg, Danny throwing first.
Lakeside loving that. We really do have a match on here.
I'm very glad we've got a match on here.
134.
For the crowd's sake. People getting involved now from the camps. They know it's crunch time.
There's the Fitton camp. Daughters Sarah and Michelle. They've got the hardest job this afternoon.
79.
Living every dart, but not able to do anything about it.
I can't say from experience because I've never watched any of my relatives actually play darts on the stage, but I've been told by my friends and family that it's horrendous. I've watched Friends, and that's hard enough.
Such a big man, and he's almost like he's caressing the dart as he holds it, preparing to release Darryl Fitton.
Completely the opposite of Scott Waite. When Scott holds it, it looks like he's got it by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah,
but with
take
Darryl,
this dart.
It just tickles it. Really lightly placed in a very solid grip.
Holding it like a newborn baby.
28.
Such delicate grip. Like he loves the dart. And what's not to love when they go in that red bit?
140. Danny, you require 160.
Favourite for the set now, unless Danny Noppert can take out 160. It's still on. 6 of the 8 20s have been gone.
120.
That's twice it tops.
Danny requires 67.
He's had the last couple of legs, and both of them have gone high. So this place will go bananas if Darryl Fitton can take the remaining 50 off in this leg. Double top for the set. Oh yeah! 3-3. Fitton gives it the gesture. We're level.
Again, still, Danny Noppert has not been behind at Lakeside all week, but he's not been in a battle like this either. Lakeside love the Dazzler. He loves a battle. It's 3 legs apiece.
What a match and what an afternoon. Brilliant live drama here on Channel 4. They're all square. What a match. It's all square. Danny Crates is down with the Daryl Fitton fan club.
I'm not only down with the fan club, I'm down with the family. I'm down with Daryl's daughter, Michelle, and he put you through it in the quarterfinals, didn't he, Michelle? And he's doing it again.
He did, yeah, he did. Hopefully he's going to do what he did in the quarters and get through this one.
How much would it mean to your dad to get into the finals here at the Lakeside? I mean, he's been here for so long, he's one of the crowd's favourites.
It's one that he's always wanted to win, so hopefully it's going to be his year and we're going to do it.
We all want it to be the Dazzler's year, and he's back out on the stage now.
He certainly is, and we have a change in the commentary box. Paul Nicholson's having a break, and John Rawling is now sitting alongside Vassos.
And what a game we've got on our hands now, Vassos. So just, sitting at the back, tweeting a few people and exchanging views, and Wayne Mardle and John Part joining in the banter and talking between each other. And they were saying that if Daryl goes on to win this match, that maximum followed by the 156 checkout has to go down in darting histories as one of the great darts checkouts. You know, that's from his peers who are saying that and recognizing that it was just a fabulous moment, and it's a moment which has got him right back into it, because I was sitting there at him 2-0 down thinking, well, if this goes on, you know, you could see it being 6-1, 6-zip, who knows? But, you know, I mean, serious guts and serious bravery to take that checkout out. Great respect.
If you're just joining us, the situation was Danny Noppert leading by 2-0. He had taken a...
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 7th set, first leg, it's Danny throwing first.
Taken a 2-1 lead in the third set. Fitton hit back, with Noppert waiting on a double. Fitton hit 156 to take the set against the darts. Followed it up by winning the 4th set, and now just a moment ago the 6th. So there's still no separating them. But it was a huge momentum changer in the context of this match. And as you say, John, he preceded that 156, the 2 treble 20s and a double 18, with a maximum to leave himself a finish.
100.
Yeah, it was a great moment, but how is it going to pan out? The Dutch, of course, hoping that this new young sensation can prevail.
121.
I think the bulk of the crowd are in the Fitton camp. He's a very popular figure, 54 years old now. Been around a long time, but he can still throw. But look at this from Noppert.
140.
You're right. If Fitton wins, the Lakeside crowd goes right bananas.
Great atmosphere in here today. They are loving this game, living every dart with the lads up on the stage. Look at that, rapt attention.
21.
Treble 20 for double 18.
Well, no finish for Fitton. All he can do is try and hit a big number and just hope that Noppert twitches and gives him an opportunity. Well, this is what he wanted. That's very, very handy indeed. 2 treble 19s. Oh, what a visit, what a visit, and what a setup. That is brilliant.
2 darts at double top, but they're under pressure. Oh, he's very, very good, isn't he? He's very, very cool under pressure. He hits the doubles when he needs to.
14 dart leg. And Fitton had turned the screw and made it a must-take. I do like the look of Noppert. He's a very cool customer.
96.
Whether it helps him that he doesn't have great English, I don't know, but he seems so unaware of, or so composed, if you like. Unaware is not the right word, but just seems to be able to block out extraneous influences.
83.
Just calmly going about his business like he has done all week.
He's an uncomplicated style, which serves him well in pressure situations. And is a really good addition to the darting world.
95.
First Big tournament here, first visit to this World Championship. Win or lose here, he's acquitted himself really well.
96.
Like we mentioned during the first couple of sets, this time last year, very few people had heard of Danny Noppert.
Well, there'd be a fair few who were turning up this year and seeing him up there in the betting before the tournament began. I think he was second favourite before a dart was thrown, and thinking, who's this guy? This man they did know, and he was 33-1 before the tournament started. So if he were to win, there'd be one or two pleasant little flutters which would be coming home. The on-site bookies will be wincing if they're hearing me say that.
Treble 20 for Bull. It's not the worst checkout, you know, the 1-2-6.
It isn't. He'll be looking at 19s. 4 of them would be very handy. Needs a treble now for the Bull. He's got it. Bullseye for 126 for the break of throw. Ooh, good effort, not quite.
Darry requires 72.
To hold his throw and level the set. 2 darts at double 6. Right at the bottom of the board now, double 3.
69.
Horrible double.
Danny
got one double 1 if he gets back, and that's a sizable if. He'll go 1 double 12.
He hasn't hit double 12 yet. Still hasn't. Danny Noppert.
He's not hit double 6 either. They always say the one's harder than the double one. Darryl, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, said it's his favourite double earlier in the week because he winds up on it so often. Here we go, double 1. Not his favourite this time.
Danny, you require 12.
Double 6, you don't expect him to miss, and
Danny Noppert.
he duly obliges and takes a 2-leg lead. That was a break of throw, so Noppert with the darts. He's still never been behind, you know, John.
No, it kind of nipped under the radar, that, didn't it? But it was a really significant moment, and he's throwing for the set now, and for a 4-3 advantage.
96.
You see in that facial reaction that it was a key moment.
'86. '96.
So much experience, Fitton. He's going to have to really dip into that reservoir of knowledge. Vladimir Putin, a darts fan.
'99.
Love seeing the fancy dress outfits which turn up. People take a lot of pride and fun in it.
41.
And a fair number of cognoscenti here as well, who really understand the nuances of this game. A few cogs turning.
58.
Well, the upshot of it all is that he's 152 points away from the set, and Darryl Fitton just at the moment isn't putting him under pressure, but that might change if he can persuade that last one in.
180.
His 8th maximum of this semi-final.
11 in the match altogether to this point. Decent response from Noppert and a nice setup, so now Fitton with a chance. Important moment again.
Treble 19. would have left double 18, but he strayed into the treble 3.
49.
So is Noppert going to close out the set now? 56 he wants. There's the 16 now, tops. He's missed a few up on this part of the board. Double 10.
Game shot on the
yes.
7th set.
Oh, yes.
Danny Noppert.
4-3 up.
Set, first leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game
And he
on.
moves just a step closer.
Third time he's won a set 3-0.
95.
They've all been with the darts though. So just the one breaker throw, and Daryl will just think, hold your throw, level again, 4 apiece, but here goes Noppert on the maximum hunt. That was his 4th of this match, Danny Noppert.
100.
Steady response from Daryl Fitton, but Noppert already with the set advantage and with a great opportunity here to press on towards a potential break of throw. He didn't need that treble 3.
The closer we get to the finishing line, the more important the sets become, and he has come back from 2 sets down before Daryl Fitton, but he doesn't want to fall 2 down with 3 to play.
He's a temperament though, hasn't he? He's a solid temperament. He withstood a late surge from Scott Waits in the quarterfinal, maintained his form and saw himself through to this match.
100. Danny, you require 136.
Well,
Good
if
moves.
this was a boxing match, it would be a bit of a tear-up just at the moment.
If that was done for my
96.
benefit, I
Darryl,
do like a nice
158.
boxing match. Good one tonight with James de Gale trying to prove he's the best super middleweight in the world against Badu Jack.
58. Danny, you require 40.
To break the throw. One more.
Game shot on the first leg. Danny Noppert.
Jackie there
Second leg, it's Danny
cheering on
Game on.
the Netherlands throw-up. He's Belgian actually, Danny, but it's next door. The Low Countries.
59.
He does, he supports the Dutch players almost as passionately as he supports the Belgians. Does Jackie, he's been coming for longer than Daryl Fitton to Lakeside.
He's a massive darts fan, isn't he?
100.
And, I think it's fair to say that Jackie is also a significant party animal.
Ain't that the truth?
Is that a euphemism? I think so.
Fitton with problems here, having been broken in the first leg of that set, the 8th. Trying to find a way to break back.
Yeah, this could be slipping away from Daryl if he doesn't find this break back soon. Noppert just continues to plug away.
99.
A bit reminiscent of the Canadian Jeff Smith in both style and temperament, I think, Danny Noppert.
100.
Maximum number 9 for Big Daryl.
94 left after 9 darts.
They'll be dancing in the streets of Urmston if he wins
40.
this.
Daryl, you require 94.
They do anyway.
Treble 20 for double 8.
78.
He will be back with another look at that double 8.
That's not good. There's 3 of them. Solid 200 now. Still not on a finish.
43.
Just about. But this is a great chance for Daryl.
Game shot on the second leg.
Well done, Daryl.
Third leg, it's
His
Daryl
family
to throw first.
and
Game on.
army of supporters in good voice and still believing. Place in the final to face either Jamie Hughes or Glenn Durrant. That's the match this
60.
evening. It'll be a pretty quick turnaround if this one goes the distance.
Excellent first start from Danny Noppert. This is brilliant.
140.
Pouncing all over the 60 from Fitton to start this leg.
Six.
It was an interesting crowd shot a few moments ago, isn't it? Not often you mention Jim Bowen and Prince in the same sentence.
100.
There he is, Jackie. During Fitton's match against DeVos yesterday, Jackie was up and down, cheering and holding his head in his hands.
140.
You'd be thinking he'd be sending messages from Planet Bonkers looking at him for the first time, but he knows the sports, really does.
140.
Excellent, excellent leg of darts from Danny Noppert so far. Ton 40, ton 40.
Let's see if he can get the break when he comes back. 121 rather, always a favoured option of these players. He'll be looking for treble 20 with the first start. He's got it. And now moving on for a bull. Oh yes, oh yes. 121, and that is again a tremendous moment and a tremendous checkout from Danny Noppert. A break, 2-1 up, 4-3 up in sets.
You have to admire his bottle, his nerves, and his ability
100.
to cope under pressure.
Cool, isn't he?
First bull checkout we've seen in this semi-final for a 1-2-1, and what it means is Daryl Fitton needs to break straight back. It's not a bad start, is it? Or he's 2 sets down again.
He's whacking those big scores. He's always been a heavy 180 man, as Daryl Fitton. His Achilles heel so often has been the checkouts. Not too bad today, still with a 34% rate as against Noppert's 37%.
He missed his first 7, did Daryl, so since then
150.
he's done all right.
And
His average is higher.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's just outscoring him as well by not a significant amount, but he is doing nevertheless. But the stats which really matter are those on your screen
56.
now. They take a break at the end of this set. So is it going to be 5-3? Or will it be 4 apiece? He's got a good chance here of the break again, Fitton. The swapping breaks like a ping pong match. It's just being whacked back and forth between the two of them.
Yeah, all 3 legs so far have gone against the darts in this set, the 8th.
Always does that, doesn't he? A little idiosyncratic tapping of the dart from Daryl. There's a 25.
16 for tops then.
You'd assume. Here we go. Yes, oh yes. Good darts, important darts. And it's parity once more, and Fitton with the darts to make it 4 apiece.
Well, 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 what a big leg of darts this is. Good last dart.
Certainly was. It's turning out and building towards what could be a thrilling climax, this match. Still, I'm sure, a lot of twists and turns, still to go. Fitton in a good position now to get back onto level terms.
98.
Just the wrong side of the wire if you're a Fitton fan. That last dart into the treble 7, not the treble 19.
$100.
Steady ton from Noppert. All of these visits so crucial in a leg like this. Such a huge difference between 5-3 and 4-all.
Yeah,
goes without saying, but in a race to 6,
140.
it's a long way back against a consistent player like Danny Noppert.
It's psychological, isn't it? You know, if you go to the break and you've got just knowing you've got to take everything,
140.
then that is pretty horrendous. But 4-all, you're thinking, yeah, okay, well, he's had his moments, but I can still win this one. And Fitton moving on to a finish now.
100.
Steady ton.
On for a 14-dart leg to hold. If he can take that 82 out in 2 darts, which would be outstanding.
100.
But Noppert is snapping at his heels, isn't he, now at 42? Can he do it? I think he's looking at the bullseye. Well, he wanted that for double 16, now he's left double 7.
68.
Oh, that could be painful.
Danny, you require 100.
Oh, look at Michelle. She can't watch as Danny Noppert lines up 101 for a 2-set lead. The treble 19 leaves a double 12 for 5-3.
Game shot on the
That
outside.
is
Danny Noppert.
outstanding from Danny Noppert. A big, big finish just when he needed it. And that thumbs up. I think he thinks he's broken the back of this semi-final. He's only 1 set away now. 5-3. Noppert leads Fitton.
The thumbs up and the fist pump from Danny Noppert. He is almost there. The Dazzler has it all to do. The crowd are desperate for Fitton to find a way back into this match, but Danny Noppert is almost there into a first World Championship final. Let's get straight back to commentary.
Yes, it's his first World Championship semi-final. 24 hours after his first World Championship quarter-final, which was a couple of days after his first World Championship second-round match.
It's in turn.
Basically, it's his Lakeside debut, Danny Noppert. He's the third seed. He's on form, on fire to take out that 101 and a 5-3 lead.
I know there's, sorry, Vassos, I know there's going to be people who are watching and thinking, you know, 101. People do it all the time, but it, you know, and what was good about it was in the context of the match. Okay, it's a 101, which you do see many times, but when it's at that stage of the match, taking it out showed nerves, and it kind of underlined the fact that we've got a guy who's emerging here in these championships who is a significant player.
Being put under pressure by Daryl Fitton, who just missed double 7 for the set. Noppert had missed 5 darts in a row at double 12, which is one of his favourite doubles. He takes out 25 with 1 double 12, but he'd failed to do it 5 times. Had 1 dart at double 12 and hit it. Brilliant start to this set from Noppert as well. Turn 40, turn 80. Wow.
And his 5th maximum, and Daryl responds with his 11th.
Good fun here at Lakeside, isn't it?
Sure is.
100.
Well, it's practically impossible to break a player who can take out a leg in 12 darts or less.
140.
And that's what Danny Noppert's doing here.
Potential 11 darter. Treble 19 he's looking for. He's not got it now. He's going for 12, I think. So double 13, because he's got the treble. A single would have left him bull. He's just checking, but he's on double 13. Oh yes, oh yes. He can see that finishing line now, and that eases him closer to it. And there's the Dutch team manager, who's going to be happy with what his man is doing up there.
100.
3 times out of 4. When he's thrown first, he's won the set 3-0. As you say, that finishing line is well within sight now.
96.
I wonder if Glenn Durrant is watching this, because potentially, if he accounts for Jamie Hughes tonight, the #1 seed could be facing Danny Noppert in the final. That'll be an interesting one. Jamie Hughes, of course, will have very different ideas. Could be a good match.
100.
Suddenly, the missed double 7 from Daryl Fitton to level the match at 4 sets all. It's looking like a huge miss.
Well, we said before, didn't we? You know, if you go in at 5-3 down, it's a hell of a lot difference to 4 apiece, because Noppert now only needs 2 more legs, and he's there.
If we've learned anything about Daryl Fitton over the years, the 15 years he's been coming to Lakeside, is that he's a real scrapper and never knows when he's beaten. But I wonder, does he think he wins it from here?
He'll keep on pitching, you can be sure of that. There's not a lot he can do about the overall, you know, you don't look at the finishing line when you're in that position. He'd be saying, and you know, any darts player would say, you just got to take it 1 leg at a time. He's just got to keep on finding his best darts and keep on hanging in there. Noppert's up first to a finish, though.
Slightly carelessly, Daryl Fitton's left 166, which cannot be taken out in 3 darts, one of the bogey numbers. So, to move to within a leg of the World Championship final. They call it Shanghai when it's triple, single, double on the same number. It's almost always 20s. Needs the treble. No, so Daryl Fitton will be back, and he will need to take out 68.
Shanghai, a famous old pub game, of course, for the uninitiated. 16 now for double 16. To hold his throw. Oh, and Noppert can punish him now.
Danny required 20.
Smiling already.
Game shot on the second.
And that's why.
Danny Noppert.
I think what you said at the end of that last set, Vassos, when he got that 1-0, was it 101 checkout? I think that then was the moment that he did psychologically think that he'd broken the back of the match and was moving towards the finish, and now he's got the darts to do precisely that and take his place in the final.
99.
Steady start from the Dutchman. Fitton must break, then hold, then break again.
Massive ask, isn't it? And you can't, in all honesty, see it happening. The crowd would go bonkers if he manages to get a break. But will he? Can he? This is a visible
140.
explanation of his desire.
Such small margins.
140.
He's averaging higher, Daryl Fitton. Their checkout percentage is round about the same. But he is on the brink of a third Lakeside World Championship semi-final defeat. This is for the match.
137 for this brilliant young Dutchman. He's done the first part of it. He can't do it this time, but he will return. 97. He's got darts in his hand because Fitton not on a finish. He'll come back wanting double tops. Fitton 220. That makes it 160.
83.
But now it can be all over.
40.
One dart at the red bit at the top of the board. Now double 10 for a place in the final.
Game,
there
shots,
it is.
And the match. Danny Noppert.
And you have to say, that is brilliant from Danny Noppert, the third seed. Nerveless. Fitton put him under all sorts of pressure, but he did not wobble. A debutant at Lakeside, a finalist at Lakeside. Danny Noppert is through to the final.
Through to the Lakeside World Championship final on his debut, Danny Noppert.
A great effort from the Dazzler, but Noppert is now just one match away from becoming world champion. All the analysis and the interviews after the break. high scoring, high drama, but in the end it was the young Dutchman who had the nerve and the class to get over the line against a very spirited performance from Daryl Fitton. Danny Noppert is into his first World Championship final, the number 3 seed. Absolutely delighted. Little puff of the cheeks there. Nice pat on the back from Daryl Fitton, and we are delighted that Danny joins us up here on the balcony. Danny, what a great performance under pressure.
Indeed, it was a hard game against Fitton, and yeah, I was keep on fighting to the end. And, yeah, I'm happy with my result.
And you had a perfect start, because to go in 2 sets to 0 up really must have settled your nerves.
Yeah, but after that it was only my own sets. After the break, I am yeah.
Game shot on the second set. Danny Noppert.
Oh, yeah.
He's speechless. Paul, let's bring.
Yeah.
Paul, we'll just bring you in for a second. There were some great moments there from the Dazzler, 11-ton 80s, and what about taking out 336 in 6 darts to get back in the match?
Yeah, very difficult thing to do, but I tell you what Daryl Fitton did here. He went for the jugular because he knew he had to. He threw very, very aggressive darts, and he knew that if he hit a 180 with that 3rd dart in there, it would give him at least a chance to win the leg. And what you can't see here is that he needed to hit this because Danny was on a double. So this was a sensational checkout that brought Lakeside. Everybody was on its feet after that.
And presumably you knew at that point you were in a match.
Yeah. Yesterday it was also happened with Scott Waits. He threw the 144 in that set. Yeah.
But you must be so pleased at the way you have kept your composure, and the end of the 8th set was really big, because Daryl had double 7 to level at 4 sets all, but you managed to get over the line with a 2-set advantage. How big was this when you went in 5-3 up as opposed to 4 all? What was going through your mind at this point?
Not too much pressure and focus. Yeah. It was that one. Yeah. It was a great one. I know that. So
I think that was the first time.
That's why I keep yelling and yeah.
I think that was the first time in the entire championships that Danny had actually showed real raw emotion as well, and that just came out. It wasn't practiced. That was very important, and it showed that it was a lot easier when he came back from the break 5-3 up as opposed to 4-4.
He has surprised a lot of people this week, but not you, because Paul was tipping you to go far in the championship right at the beginning.
Obviously, because this guy's got such a great talent. I mean, I hadn't seen Danny play a lot of darts until the Grand Slam back in November, but when I watched him there, I thought, oh, this is good. This is very, very good, very metronomic style. What I like about it is it's very unflappable, and it's very, very watchable, and that's something that you can't teach.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Big compliments there. He is into the final. No place in the showdown for Daryl Fitton, but he had made his first semi-final in 8 years. Let's get his thoughts. He's backstage with Danny.
So Daryl, back on the semi-final stage, first time in 8 years. When I spoke to you at the start of the championships, you said that was your aim to get through to the semis, but I mean, you was fighting for a place in the final out there.
Yeah, I wanted to get to the final, but it's like everything I threw at Danny then, he just took it on the chin. And I'm a big lad as well. He was awesome. I just like little terrier, just could not get rid of him. I had a bit of problems early on with someone in the crowd, and to be quite honest with you, I'm really happy the way I cope with it, because normally I don't cope very well with it. So onwards and upwards for me, and if Danny plays like that, he can win this, without doubt.
Well, I mean, yeah, you two sets down very early on. I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on you. And as you did in the quarterfinals, you came back and you held your nerve, but you just couldn't get ahead of Danny at any stage. Like you say, everything you threw at him, he came back again.
I think when I went on, the breaks never did me any favours at all. I think the one negative thing about the tournament is if you're playing a lot of sets, when you do the bull, whoever wins the bull has the advantage, because it goes from 2, 4, 6, 8. So every time you go on that stage, whoever wins the bull starts off. And that, to me, I won the bull against Pip Blackwell, and that is an advantage. I lost it against Gert and I lost it against Danny there, but that has to be changed, I think, and you have to think about something like that. Change it maybe like PDC do. They do it on 1, 3, 5, and 1, 3, 6 or something. So it's not the same person starting every time. Advantage goes to whoever wins the bull. Whoever wins the bull is the start of the match, not every start of the match, if you know what I mean. I'm not making any excuses in that. I couldn't, no matter what I threw at Danny Noppert. What a player, brilliant player.
And as you are, Darryl, I mean, you're out there and you're one of the big favourites of that crowd. I mean, when you step on that stage, how does that make you feel when the crowd starts roaring and One Step Beyond starts playing?
Well, forget about the One Step Beyond, but every time I go up on the stage, to me, it's been worthwhile. All these years I've been coming here, days like today and the Saturday especially, it's been immense for me, and I'm really happy with the way it's all turned out for me. My darts career's been up and down. I decided to stay at the BDO to help them back up, and hopefully the BDO will change things around and never become as big as the PDC, but hopefully they'll make a bigger mark than what they're doing at the moment. So.
Well, I'm sure they will with some of the great characters like yourself, and thanks for fantastic championships.
All right, cheers, mate. Thanks, Danny. Thank you very much.
Well, Darryl obviously really disappointed there. He has been and will continue to be a brilliant ambassador for BDO darts. Paul, let's just quickly deal with Darryl's concerns there.
Very interesting point, I feel. Throughout the course of this tournament, we've always taken a break after 2 sets, 4 sets, 6 sets. And I didn't actually think about what he just said there. I think it was a very interesting point. Obviously, you get the start of the match if you win the bull, but I didn't think that you get the start of the next session. And the next session, I do construe it as an advantage, just like Darryl does, and maybe it needs to be looked at in the future.
Well, that's a story and a discussion for another day. This guy's just been firing up the crowd. He's been getting them to cheer. You can hear that now. He's a bit of a showman, this young man. Any preference as to who you play in the final, Glenn or Jamie, or you don't care?
Yeah, I don't care. I will watch that match and we will see what's going on. And yeah.
Well, make sure you only have orange juice tonight, because I suspect there'll be a few Dutch in the crowd who might want to buy you a beer. So, Danny is through to the final. Who will he be playing? It's Glenn Durrant, the #1 seed, against Jamie Hughes. That is tonight's semi-final, and we will preview that one after the break. Welcome back. Well, the second Saturday at Lakeside has more than lived up to its pre-match billing. It's been a cracking afternoon of arrows, 2 really good matches. And if you've been inspired to take up the sport, how about a few tips from the top, from the dazzler himself, Bobby George, twice a finalist. He's always worth listening to.
Which one? That one or that one? Hi, I'm Bobby George, and I'm going to give you a few tips how to throw darts for beginners. Right, hold a dart. Now, myself, I hold a dart, and I hold most of the darts. My finger is on the point, and the shaft is taken up by most of my hand. Well, I feel comfortable because I could control the dart. My hand is part of the dart. Every person that throws has got a different way of throwing. It's like, for instance, I'll give you an example. It's like a knife and fork. We all use knives and forks, but we all use them different. But they do the same job, they get the food in the mouth. And all you got to do is get the dart in the dartboard. This hand, I just dress it up with gold and diamonds because I'm the king of bling. Cut. Yeah? We can talk about the hockey now. This is a hockey. This is a thing that you put your foot against. Now, the word hockey, they used to put a rod on the floor for a bowman so they would fight the same distance all the time. 50 metres or 50 yards, then 100 yards, they put the rod down so they would throw the hockey. This is a darts hockey. Don't put your foot over there and get your feet wet, as they say. Right, ready? Yeah. Clap, clap. Right, easy way to learn your 6 times table. It's a combination of 6. That's all it is. If you go Shanghai on ones, that's treble 1, single 1, double 1 is 6. Treble 2, single 2, double 2 is 12. All you do is add 6. So you do your 6 times table from 1 to 20 on the dartboard. I bet you didn't know that, did you? How about that?
That smile is infectious. Right, in case you missed either of our live matches this afternoon, this is what's happened here at Lakeside on the second Saturday. Lisa Ashton arrived here trying to become a triple world champion. She didn't concede a single set, to the delight of her fans in the crowd and her daughter Danielle. Nice hug from Corinne Hammond. Blowing kisses to Danielle. She has become one of the sports greats, picking up a not too shabby cheque for £12,000 as well. And the trophy again will be on the Ashton mantelpiece. And Danny Noppert, well, Daryl Fitton posed the questions, but Noppert had all the answers. Remember, this is his debut year here at Lakeside, and it's a year that will take him at least to the final. Daryl Fitton was back in the semis for the first time in 8 years, but Noppert, well, he will really fancy his chances in the final. The young Dutchman is there. So, he's safely into tomorrow's showdown. Tonight, Glenn Durrant, the #1 seed, will go up against last year's semi-finalist Jamie Hughes for the right to take on the young Dutchman tomorrow afternoon. Wow, what an afternoon then. So, how do you see this match tonight? We've got Durrant, who probably feels as though he's on a second lifeline after almost going out to Hogan on Wednesday. And you've got Jamie Hughes. Let's talk about Glenn first of all. What are his chances here? Has he settled down again since that scare on Wednesday?
We will find out very, very soon. I think the fact that he played last night and he's playing tonight, short gap between the two and a very relaxed looking dozer there. It might be good for him to just get back on that stage and have a smaller gap. But let's talk about his record against Jamie Hughes. It's excellent, and he might relish this opportunity to play someone that he knows he can beat.
And again, you know, Jamie Hughes came through a tough match against Wolfie because Martin had that ridiculous record of 6 doubles without a failure at the beginning of the match, and Jozza really had to dig deep to get through that one.
Yeah, we found out a little bit more about Jamie Hughes yesterday. His gathering of fans will definitely be vocal tonight. They've already told Danny Noppert, Jozza's going to get you. So he's got to get Durrant first and forget about Noppert. This is going to be an intriguing match because on form, put Jamie Hughes in front, but on past records, you've got to fancy Duzzer.
Wow. We are really looking forward to the final tomorrow. Thanks very much, Paul. We'll have highlights of that second semi-final from 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. And please do join us again. It's the 2017 Men's World Championship final coming up tomorrow afternoon at 4:15. This was a day when Corinne came from down under, Lisa lifted the trophy, the Dazzler tried to shine, and Dangerous Danny booked his place in tomorrow's final. That's all from Saturday. See you tomorrow.
Black and blue to be a patient.